it wise. Grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer to lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple lies. You can't see me, you Stevie. Wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie. And make it look easy. Man, dream on, yeah. Dream on, Dreamweaver.
What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It is your boy Ernie, the Blerd Without Fear. Got the homie Carter presents. Welcome to episode 343 of the Blerd Cave, the #1 comic book news stream on this or any other Earth in the multiverse that you can also find not just here on YouTube. You can find us on Google, Apple, Spotify, Timbuktu, Roxxon. I don't know, maybe they might take us off of Roxxon. If you're hanging out in the DC universe and happen to walk into a Big Belly Burger, there is a high chance you will probably hear our asses in there somewhere. That said, today is the last day. Today, it is the last day of Black History Month 2026. It feels like it has been the longest Black History Month that we have had in quite some time. I may or may not be partially...
No. Not we.
Hey, I'm not the only one that's been saying it. I'm not the only one that's been saying it. So. Because I was actually thinking that I was like, damn, is it March now? Shit, I was like, it's still February. Damn, that's crazy.
You had a month, dog. You had a month.
Well, no, like I said, I like a lot of people I've talked to. I've seen a lot of other people talking online. Like most of my social media feed is either political activists, comics artists and writers, or baddies. That's basically my feed. But like a lot of them have been saying the same thing. Like, yeah, this has been the longest Black History Month ever. Like it's wild how 28 days felt like 3 months. But we made it. We made it. So, but no, some of it is partially my fault. I actually am still finding people who are talking about what happened, with Rob and myself. And like, it's wild, the people that like the people's takes, like, cause basically what it all kind of boils down to is, nah, man, even if they out here fucking up, leave them alone. Cause they Black. Carter, I know you know me well enough to know how I would feel about something of that magnitude, and it's probably along the lines of, so yeah, no,
I wouldn't know that about you. You know, you're very performative when we go live. You know, this is all.
Oh, is that what that is? I'm so performative.
You're very performative. I don't know, man.
I think anyone who has ever had the pleasure or displeasure of meeting me like out in the world will generally find I'm the same Negro. Like I'm gonna talk the same shit, and it just is what it is. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, J Penumbra. I can do you one better than performative. I know that you're saying that performative is wild, and then we got Dynamo saying he jives, he's ready to make you take the dive. I give you one. It's not only only that.
Read the rest of it. It's Rob.
Okay, but I know he's saying performative is wild. I'm gonna tell you the one I told Ernie about that had me just like. Damn. What was it? What was the one I told you? Oh, you are a white feminist in blackface. That was the one.
I forgot about that one. I'm not gonna lie.
All your talking points are white feminist liberal talking points. I promise y'all we're gonna get to comic books at some point.
I swear we are.
But that was the one that I was just like, whoa.
It's like, okay.
You didn't have a month, big dog. You didn't have a month.
What? Yeah, like here's the thing. It's kind of funny because like I don't feel like I'm gonna say
Do
this.
you feel Caucasian, Blerd Without Fear? Do you feel it?
I mean, my credit score is 720, but I mean that don't have shit to do with shit. But my credit score is white. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize, y'all. I didn't mean to be that. I didn't mean to be that ugly. Anyway. No. So
you know I'm sick.
I know.
And I've been coughing and I
know.
can't laugh because it's gonna make the coughing worse. It's too early for you, dog. It's too early for you.
Yeah. Hey, hi. By the way, shout out to my homie Jay Penumbra, man. Go show my boy Jay some love. By the way, that's the homie right there. We got highlights that, as Rob says, it's good to know what your enemy thinks of you. I guess. I mean, that's true. I like knowing because, like I said, I'm not gonna give these guys any like press. But I literally had some dudes say that if they saw me on the street, these are content creators, by the way, not like YouTube comments. These are the motherfuckers that were responding to the beef. They weren't even responding to the beef that me and Rob had.
Okay, I was gonna say, they were not responding to the beef.
Well, what they were doing it because of the beef, but they weren't responding. They responded to something else entirely different that have shit to do with shit. And they said if they saw me on the street, it would be on site. Now, for me, I don't know about y'all, but when someone tells me it's on site, that means we fighting. That means we got to scrap. Or you about to shoot somebody. That's just how I view that. Somebody tells me it's on site, that means violence is about to happen. So some motherfuckers really out here talking about they want to like fight and or shoot over some comic book bullshit. And I let me say this. I just giggled about that shit.
Let me say this. Yeah. And I hope that everyone will agree with me when I say this. Because I want to actually give everybody that's watching and everybody listening props because of one of the things we're going to be talking about today. But I just want to get this out of my system. The people who threaten and talk about fighting 10 times out of 10
they ain't fighting.
Can't fight.
No.
I just want to say that. Because
I'm about to say I'm out
here. The people who can fight, they don't have to talk about doing something to somebody because they just do it. They just hit you in the mouth. The people that's talking about how they're gonna do X, Y, Z, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. You're not.
No.
You're not. That's just something I've always lived by and something that I've always seen, especially growing up in Memphis. I've always seen that person that's always quick to talk about how they're gonna do something. When push come to shove, they're the ones that are backing up. They're the ones that's constantly backing up.
They're gonna be sitting up as a man.
Constantly backing up.
I would have fought you, but I'm 30 plus.
That's
so
all
I
I'm
can't
saying.
do nothing. I'm 30 plus. I ain't doing nothing.
I think everybody understands what I say when I say that. The ones that are quick to talk all this shit, they're the ones that are backing up while continuing to talk shit. And then that movement gets a little bit faster. Like when we were talking about before we went live, they start moving like Leon, the Resident Evil Requiem real quick. They just that back step is a little bit quicker. But
like you hit that down and circle on the controllers.
Yeah, so that's all I want to say to that. Like I think everyone it's fair to say if you're talking about you doing something nice, you ain't
doing shit. Also, right here, off top, come on now. They don't want us orange bound. I'm just going to say.
I don't even want to talk about what hood I'm from. I just want to say I'm basically you don't even think you have to bring up what area you're from just because the people that are talking about doing something, y'all not gonna do nothing. Y'all not. So let's just I just want to say that and then keep it moving. But I actually want to give props to each and every one of you individuals that is watching, each and every one of you individuals that's going to be listening to this later, listening to this now, because the main thing that I have seen talked about all week is a comic that everybody basically asked, like, can we all come together and go get this thing. And everyone came together and went and got this thing, with the exception of me, because there are new hires at my LCS and sold my goddamn 52 variant of Dakota Incident that I pre-ordered.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, now see, there we'd have to fight.
Yeah.
You know what?
So
it ain't just
that had me tight.
And I'm gonna tell you what. Even people have been talking about this book so much. Even Rob was talking about it. That's crazy. The guy who said Milestone didn't resonate with him said the DC Comics Dakota Incident is insane. I'm surprised he didn't say it's amazing. I'm surprised. I'm actually shocked. I'm actually shocked. Yes, he did. He actually talked about. Yeah, it's amazing how bad you could talk about a motherfucker and make them change their attitude on some shit. Funny how that happened. But no, in all seriousness, that's not why he did it. He did it because everybody else was talking about it. Like that. Let's go ahead and keep it a buck. So anyone who thinks that Rob is now out the hole, no, he still has the coon card. So please believe.
That is wild to do that to a Sanford Green piece. That is absolutely nuts.
Hey,
I'm sitting here trying to give all our viewers and listeners props for going out and buying this comic. And this is what you have done to a Sanford Green piece, dog.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Sometimes you got to call a spade a spade. But anyway, yes, even Rob is talking about it. Even Rob is talking about it. And so funny thing, yeah, Midtown is sold out.
Oh wow.
Cause
you know what?
Because
that's a great thing to hear. That's a great thing to hear.
Yeah, Midtown, like, so to keep it a band, because I think I told y'all I was ordering mine from Midtown. Like, they kind of slick, almost like I kind of got the feeling they were gonna try a short. Because when I put the order in, it took, they were like, ooh shit, like it took them a while to be like, yeah, I don't know if we're gonna be able to ship this. I don't know if we're gonna be able to ship this. But you know what? It's good problems to have. I would rather Milestone sell all the way the fuck out and me not be able to get a copy. I mean, and let's be fair here. Let's be 1,000,000% fair. I got a copy right here. I don't have any of my variants, but I have a copy right here. Now, that said, I'm still waiting on my variants. Just go ahead and keep it a buck. But but they have been shipped, so I'm getting them. It's taking them a little bit to get there.
I'm hoping when we're done today, because my LCS, after they apologize for the new kid selling my damn variant,
man,
there's apparently LCS consumers, y'all gotta stop letting y'all pull this pile up and y'all be making the fucking LCS owners mad, because shout out to her. She said she apologized for somebody selling my variant, but if you can come wait this weekend, because we have one guy, he had us take one on the side for him, but he takes so long to get his pull list, it's kind of getting on my fucking nerves. We can't keep doing this. So come back Saturday, and if he's not here Saturday, I'll just give you his. So I'm okay. So y'all have to stop letting y'all pull list get so goddamn big for y'all get done like that, dog. But again, shout out to all of you, dog.
You can't be me. You can't do like I do.
Oh.
No, because like I'll let my full list stack up to where my shit, when I come in the shop, they just hand me a stack that look like they'll have my stack will be sitting here looking like this.
Oh no, this dude, his name, it was 1.5 long boxes.
Oh God. Well, oh yeah, no. See,
yeah.
You wilding at that point.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go back over there today and hopefully they got it. But again, I want to just give everybody props for going out and getting it. So I want you all to feel like you did achieve something. You achieved something great. So
yes,
you did your part. everybody that watched the video, everybody that went and picked one up, everyone that went and picked one up for a friend of a friend, a family member that wants to get back into it. You, I want you all to know you did your thing. You wanted to see more. You showed them you wanted more. So now it is not on you. Now we have to see what DC does at this point. You all did your part. You saw a product that you wanted and you consumed that product. Now we have to wait and see.
Yeah. And like I said, you can now if your LCS is sold out, if it seems like it's going to be difficult to get any copies in, and you're like, man, I want to read it. I want to read it so bad. It is on Global Comics. It is on Global Comics and Comixology, but I mean, you guys know my preference. I'm always going to say Global Comics. But that said,
real quick, Ernie.
Yeah, what's up?
I want to give a shout out to Highlight 915 because he just put me on game. I did not realize Mr. Terrific Year 1 came out.
Yes, the trade. Yes, the trade.
So I got to get the variant, and I'm getting Mr. Terrific Year 1. I like Mr. Terrific Year 1. That was good. That was good. Actually, that was a good one.
I have to go run by the shop after the show today because a friend of the channel left something for me at one of the shops. And I gotta go pick that up. So I'll probably I was gonna go in anyway because I kind of want to do a little little post new comic book day checkup because I wanted to see how many copies were still left of the Dakota Incident. I kind of want to see where they're at on that. But I need to go pick up that trade because it was good. Yeah, I really like that a lot. I gotta get that. But yeah, but the fact that Midtown is out ought to tell you everything you need to know about that shit. But no, before we really like kind of dive into, because I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, I don't really we're gonna talk about some of the story, but I mean, I kind of want to talk more about the impact because I think the impact is what's really important. The fact that a lot of these writers and artists came together, made this story, told a good story, and really kind of hit at the heart of what's been going on with DC Comics, whether people realized it or not. That said, I do want to point to, for one, this one I won't be able to show because I think it happened like way earlier or some shit. I can't remember. But man, I want to give shout out to new member Middle Aged Cow with the Blerd Club Silver. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate you on that one. For whatever reason, it's not showing up in my like I can see it, but I can't see it in the chat for whatever reason. Also, we got some Streamlabs super chats over here that are waiting on us. We have got the Pastor Alpha 05 with the 1999 super chat. He says, thank you, Blerd and Carter, for making my Saturday so much better. Did my service 2 copies of Dakota Incident and a digital copy as well. Add that Far Sector hardcover, and it's a good last day, but only the last in February. Always Black History year round. You goddamn right it is. We celebrate Black History 24/7, 365 at all times. We do not take days off. There's no vacation days in Black History Month. There's no PTO in Black History Month. We live this shit all day, every day. I'd love to see it.
This is the first pastor I've seen that gave money to someone else's collection plate. Appreciate that, pastor.
wait. Why you make me think about that goddamn Drewski skin? They want to ask why the preacher got red bottoms.
Hey, Fabric 86, real quick, Ernie. Carter loves Milestone, but deep down inside, Carter wants to talk about that Power Fantasy number 16. Let me tell you something.
Yes,
the conversation that was had this week between me and this brother up here. Hey,
oh yeah.
But before we get into that,
we got to talk about the other thing first. We got to talk
about the other thing, but we also got to get the rest of these other super chats out of the way. We got 5 from Tron Corp. He said, wait, this is Highlight 915. Said he copped that Star Trek Black History Month special also. Here's my problem with that. Is that the one with the horror on the cover?
Yeah. That's one horror. Yeah.
You wanna know what my problem is with that?
What?
When you and I was laughing watching that Truck Turner clip. Because that's all I see now.
I ain't gonna hold you. I saw it too. I like the whole time I was like, ooh, I'm always gonna know. She's always gonna be Uhura to me.
If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, just type in Aurora, right, on YouTube, but put in Truck Turner and be prepared to clutch your pearls at the amount of swearing and shit talking that's just the. But
it was
5
off the chain.
We got it's gonna make you laugh, but we got a 5 from Tron Corp. I wonder if you're if that's the Tron in reference to Mega Man's corporation. He said, I can provide you with a signed copy by Joe Illidge with COA from Bulletproof Comics. Thank you.
That would be gangster.
Yeah, thank you and Highlight for that. Little Caesars hiding ready for that 5.
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
Just get at me. Let me know what you need for it. We also got and hopefully y'all know how to get a hold of me.
Email. Do not leave comments and nothing. That's how shit gets started.
Yeah, exactly. I'm about to say don't
leave no comments on a video.
No,
nothing. Just email. That's how drama gets.
Some people though, some people don't like emailing, but no, I can't talk about it. Never mind. But just know I have an email that I'm literally still reading like this very second. If you ever see my eyes cut over, it's because I'm reading this really long email I got from somebody.
Okay. The other thing we can answer real quick. I see 2 people in the chat. Well, one of them asking you the question, but I can actually help with this while you're reading your email. Elijah Miller said, Blerd, does purchasing trade backs? Oh, that's such a nasty way to say it. Or compendiums. Does purchasing trades or compendiums after a series ends play a part in possibly reviving that series? It's a yes. It can. It's a yes and a no.
But it can also be a no. Yes.
Yeah. With some series, it's almost like movies in a sense, where sometimes like a case in point. I'll give you Dread with Carl Urban. Didn't do well in theaters. Came out on Blu-ray, DVD, broke records. Did it get its sequel? No. So in some instances, getting the trade for something, it can help possibly continue on because they see that there's an audience there. But the problem with that is it really, 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 really has to sell like gangbusters to get them to even give it a look. It just to even look in that direction. But a lot of times it's them just trying to make some kind of money back on the book sometimes. But it really depends on it's several factors.
It's timing. Timing is
timing.
actually.
It's the company. Is this creative team even still here? Did they go somewhere else? So,
but
a lot of times, go ahead.
I can 100% confirm it's timing more than anything else. If you're doing this shit like 5 years after the fact, no. If you're doing this shit like the week that it drops, the month that it drops, way more likely. You could take out all the other variations and pontifications. It's all about timing. So, like, case in point, if y'all wait till next month or the month after that to buy that Mr. Terrific Year 1, kiss Mr. Terrific goodbye for a while. That's what that is. But I also want to get to this other super chat that we kind of danced around.
Which one?
The one in the middle.
Shit. I thought we read that. My bad.
No, we did not. You skipped right over it. But no, Fabric 86 with a 555 says, you know what? I like that because it makes me think of Kamen Rider Fies. But anyway, I'll read my copy of Dakota Incident tonight for Sinners fans. Check out the Buddy Guy and Miles Katani. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Was it Miles Katani?
I didn't know they did one.
Yeah, no, I saw the Tiny Desk pop up, but I hadn't got a chance to watch it yet, so I'll be watching that tonight as well. That said, now we can move on to talking about them goddamn books. Now, and also real quick, don't forget, there is a new video up, dropped this morning. Make sure you go check it out. We got the last Black History Month video. The last Black History Month deep dive. It literally just went live an hour ago, and I need y'all to go help that video out. It's if you are not familiar, you're going to get familiar because that's just what we do around here. But there's a new video up, and if you see this thumbnail, click on it because we put a lot of work into that goddamn video. I read a metric shit ton of Wildcats and Wildcats adjacent books to make this video. Please don't make that a tremendous waste of my time. It was fun. Some of it was not great, but some of it was not as good as I remember. But there was some good shit in there. So please go take care of that video. That said, let's talk about the Dakota Incident, and I'm gonna pull this back out here just because I love having this book right here. But yes, Joseph Pillage, Stephanie Williams, Morgan Hampton, Nicholas Draper Ivy. They basically came in and took care of business, telling this story, which really kind of works in a lot of different ways. Like some of you might be familiar with the new history of the DC universe, which you can also now get in hardcover and trade. This was the one that Mark Waid did and is based like a textbook to explain the current iteration, the more uniform history of the DC universe. And while it actually does have some Dakota stuff in it, this is the real Dakota shit. And it does kind of do a little bit of what New History does, where it kind of acts as a textbook in a couple of spots. But ultimately there is an actual narrative. It introduces some new characters. It reintroduces some old characters. Really only introduces one new character from keeping it a buck. But yeah, reintroduces you to a lot of characters. Basically kind of also takes you back to the original Milestone Media continuity. Because all that continuity you're reading about in this, where it's talking about the gangs and the SWAT team that had the special quantum compound that was used to pacify all the gangs and whatnot. Yes, that is the original. Like, this is original continuity right here. And also I really appreciated that when they put together this version of the Blood Syndicate, they put some of the coldest members front and center. So, like I said, you've got, dead ass from left to right. They actually have Holocaust in this version because he technically was part of the original group. But yeah, Holocaust Tech 9, Flashback, Wise Son. You've also got Fade, Brick House, or just Brick in the background, and DMZ.
Is Brick House just Nick? Is that your name for the character? Because that's clearly just Ben Grimm.
No, that is.
I'm gonna make somebody so mad, and I'm just playing. I'm just playing, y'all. I'm just playing.
The sad part is that I mean, kind of, sort of, maybe, I don't know. But more or less, they're going through like the original history of this stuff, and like kind of showcasing how some of these characters came into being, and for the most part also kind of pointing out something I think gets lost on a lot of folks when it comes to the Dakotaverse. I will say there is one part of the book that I do take a little bit of umbrage with, not because I think it's bad, or actually no, there is one part I kind of softened on recently, but like there is now this is from a logistics standpoint, is there is a part where they start talking about Static, and they talk about him being the wielder of the living lightning, and the first thing I thought of was, this nigga ain't Shazam. I was like, this nigga ain't at the Rock of Eternity. I said, are we changing some shit? Because I said, we changing some shit. But I mean, I'll ride with it. But no, I thought it was hilarious that came up. But no, basically, yeah, we're getting like I said, we're getting like a retelling of that origin. You can even see some moments like right here. You get to see it early days pre-Rocket, Raquel Irving. And of course you also get to see some moments from like Icon, early on, and seeing basically some of those early days origins. They even kind of go through Hardware and some of the other stuff. But what I liked about this is that the story that's in this book is very meta. It is very much indicative of what happened with the original like Milestone Media stuff. Some of you who have probably like if you have seen my my static number 25 little mini doc, this video right here, if you've seen this, you kind of know a little bit of the score. But this right here in this video, I basically kind of went into it and talked about what was basically the death sentence, what was the thing that actually brought down Milestone Media, objectively speaking. And it was that issue of Static. Static number 25 was the comic that basically spelled doom for Milestone Media. But this issue of the Dakota Incident, it basically kind of tackles that in some ways, some very slick ways, mind you, but also while addressing the original history of not just Dakota, but of the DC universe as a whole. The fact that like Lex Luthor is president at the time of this particular point in the Dakotaverse, because that's what was the case back in the 90s. Lex Luthor was president. And even I didn't think about this as much until I was talking to some people about this, but I think I was actually talking to Morgan about this. But the fact that, Black Lightning, that was actually something I had forgotten about. I had forgotten about Black Lightning being part of Lex Luthor's administration back then as well. But it was something else kind of like, oh yeah, shit, that was a thing. I completely forgot about that shit. But mostly because Black Lightning wasn't really around that much around the time he was a part of that administration. So it was kind of an easy thing to forget about. But the main thing though is that, yeah, any criticisms, any issues that I think people kind of find with how Milestone has been handled, how Milestone has been treated over the years, a lot of it is addressed. A lot of it is addressed in this comic. A lot of this stuff is tackled. It is handled in a way that, well, once again, I don't agree with all of it, but I actually have softened on it a little bit. It basically, once again, just kind of more further looking at it for what it is. It makes sense that, Milestone, like the Dakotaverse itself, kind of getting the boot, kind of getting it, a jack boot shoved down on top of it, to pacify it, to keep it from being, what it was meant to be, to keep that. To keep that element of blackness and perceived blackness from thriving, it like I said, none of that was unintentional. None of that was unintentional. So this book is selling really well, as we said earlier.
Again, standing ovation to you all.
Yes, this is
making it so.
That's for y'all. That, in and of itself, is important. But to address the title of this show, how did this prove DC wrong? Well, DC has a way of doing things.
Mm-hmm.
They do not really lend much support to books. And I want to share something I originally was not going to share, but I'm going to share it anyway because, I'm a petty sumbitch. I'm a very petty sumbitch.
All right, now. Sometimes that pettiness will get your ass in trouble. What are you showing here?
So I recently, and I know probably either Captain Diesel or Jay Penumbra or or maybe BJ Kicks or the Wednesday Pull, or maybe even Dr. Kaori Knight. Probably it's any one or more of them are probably in here chilling right now. But I have been keeping in touch. I've been keeping in touch.
Yeah.
And I have been, like I said, we have been making coalition. We've been making coalition with one another. We've been kind of keeping each other, holding each other down, making sure we all got the shit we need. We can do the shit we need to do, so on and so on and so on and so on. But I did see, what, I'm not going to show because I don't want to make it hot for anybody, but I saw someone post something talking about the about the Dakota Incident book being dropped, and DC Comics responded with blue hearts. And I'm not going to hold you, that pissed me off because I was like, I've scrolled DC Comics' entire feed, like they're like, because basically they were making it like I don't know, it all rang so hollow for me because once again, DC has not really advertised this book the way that, honestly, the way I personally feel that they should have. And here, I want to just do something. I just want to see something. I just want to see something. Now, I am on. Here, let's scroll back to the top here, because this is gonna make my point perfectly. We are currently on the official DC Threads account. Now, bear in mind, there is no other Threads account for DC, so there's just the one. So let's just keep scrolling. That was 3 days ago. Okay. All right. That was the 20th. Okay. All right. That was the 19th. Okay. That's the 18th. Okay. All right. Yep. Yep. Okay. Yep. Yep. Okay. Yep. Yep. Okay. All right. Yep. Yep. There's that. Yep. Oh man, it's crazy, man. We are at the beginning of February. I ain't seen hide nor.
So for all you audiophiles that just hear fucking noises, he's just scrolling threads. He's scrolling the DC Comics Threads account, and there is no mention at any point of the Dakota Incident. Just shout out to you audiophiles that are wondering, like, what the fuck are we supposed to be?
What is happening here?
What is happening right now?
What is happening? Well, no, and the reality of it is that they didn't say shit about like case in point. They said something on Dr. King. Like they said something about Dr. King. Like they did share. This is like just like like I said, y'all saw where last we left off, like right around here, which was like the January 22nd. Scroll down a little bit, a few days before that. Yeah, we got to see this right here, which this was cool. I thought this was nice, but at the end of the day, they have not really been taking care of business. I don't know who is in charge of the social media feed, but they need to be talked to. They need to be pulled aside. I'm just saying. That said, what they did, it all rang hollow for me because like that whole you know what it reminded me of, Carter? I can tell you what it reminded me of. I can tell you exactly what it reminded me of. You remember the old Shake and Bake? Old Shake and Bake commercial? You remember that shit? Yeah. Here, I'm gonna pull some up because I want you to. Here, wait.
That's the name of this episode on Spotify.
Shake and Bake.
Because who the fuck thought a Shake and Bake reference was going to come this morning?
This was DC Comics when they saw Dakota Incident was selling well.
Can I help? It's Shake and Bake, and I help.
That's what they did. That's basically what they did. They said, I help. I was helping. I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. You see that? You see how well the Dakota Incident is selling?
Can I help? It's Shake and Bake, and I help.
That's exactly how they said it. Country is a goddamn chicken coop. Jesus Christ, get me out of here. I'm about sick and tired of DC Comics at this point. Lord have mercy. Anyway, they were wrong. DC was wrong. They honestly, I won't go as far as to say they tried to tank the book, but they for goddamn sure did not try to help the book. What was that meme? Y'all remember the meme? Was it the meme where motherfuckers are drowning? They're just asking, they're like, man, can someone please? Make someone please come and help a motherfucker out. This was DC. They were like, oh yeah, man, high five, man. That's good. Go ahead and drown. Yeah, go ahead, get on down there. Yeah, get on down there. But no, that's what I feel like DC has done. I don't think they believed in this shit. And honestly, I do think, well, I've had some people come to me and try and tell me that it wasn't malicious. I don't think the leak was malicious. I think that was just people being fucking stupid. I will actually concede ground, because I have had some conversations with some people behind the scenes, and yeah, I think that just kind of came down to just pure fucking negligence than it did anything else. But here's the thing. I don't think that this is one of those situations where two things can't be true at the same time. I think the leak was negligent, but I also think at the same time, DC was negligent in how they advertise this book, because I'm gonna keep it a band with you. This book literally just kind of came together on a whim. This isn't a secret. If you watched the Black Comic Lords live stream last night, or if you have listened to me or Jay Penumbra or any BJ Kicks, talked about this. You listen to any of us who have been talking about this shit lately. Dan Exclaims. I think Dan's he might be in here somewhere. Dan's talked about this as well. That they have not been supporting the book. The book literally, and I actually have an interview I did with Morgan just the other day that I'm gonna release. I'm gonna try and get this out here I'm gonna try and get it out by tomorrow. Which, by the way, I believe for my LA people, that includes you too, Carter. Morgan and Dennis are going to be at the Comic Den today. I think starting at 12. Starting at 12 p.m. So yeah.
Do you not understand that I am sick?
I know.
Okay,
I'm
trying not to go outside. Somebody asked me, "Was this ever clear?" No, I'm sipping water because I keep coughing, because I keep choking, and the sickness in conjunction with asthma, it ain't a good look. So now I got to get my ass up, because I have to go over there. I'm hoping this is not a 3-hour cave, so I can actually go over there. And
you gonna make it
done. So here's my thing. I want to say this real quick. Because I hear everything that you're saying about DC, and I hear you, but at this point, like, it's par of the course with DC.
Yes.
So I don't even want to stay on DC in this regard, because DC is going DC. I want to talk about.
Wait, I don't want to talk about discrimination comics.
Discrimination comics being. I don't want to sit here and constantly. I don't want to talk about the motherfuckers that we see didn't really do anything, right? Because we already know that. You've done videos on that. I don't want to beat that dead horse. I want to talk about the people that actually did something. I want to talk about Joe Illidge. I want to talk about Stephanie Williams. I want to talk about Morgan Hampton. I want to talk about Nicholas Draper Ivey in a positive outlook, so he's not mad at us. But I want to talk about.
Hey, he did send me a picture of the sword the other day. That's
I don't know what that means.
How I said he. Remember, I think I said before. I said he gonna show up and slice me in half.
Oh, gotcha.
He didn't send me a picture. He sent me a video of him. Like all it was just hit, like you could see his hand holding the sword in the sheath, and he just did a little and pushed the sword up so I could see the blade, and I was like, ooh.
Okay, but yeah, I want to talk about we know who's to blame for the fuck up. I want to give love and appreciation and a shout out to the people who are actually responsible for doing what DC should have done. I want to give props to Joe Illidge and Stephanie Williams and everybody that's responsible for that story, because even though these milestone books behind me, that canon, that right there, that's gone.
I ain't gonna hold you. It is kind of nasty. Well, I'll tell you what, technically
That was something you and I laughed about, but I like, you know what? I'm not even mad at it because this one shot was so well put together and well done. I'm gonna laugh about it and I'm gonna poke at it, but I'm not that fucked up about it at all.
Yeah, I mean, it is and it isn't. I did get confirmation. They basically took bits and pieces, though admittedly those bits and pieces, more of them were from the original canon than the newer canon, but those bits and pieces basically said, like, the way it was all broken down to me was that it all exists. It all happened. Nothing was a waste of anyone's time. Everything that was is, and everything that is was. But that said, I'm glad someone says, because I was about to tell you the same thing. Please wear a mask when you go. Also, Dakota
Already
is Gaza.
Disney,
That like, honestly, and that's what I said in my video. I said that they basically turned Dakota into an open air prison. That's what Lex Luthor did, and that tracks. That, like, because because I think people need to understand that, like, a prison doesn't necessarily have to have bars and walls. A prison a city can be made into a prison, and Gaza is proof of that. Which, like I said, this right here, this statement is bars. Also, real quick, I love that DC is getting new nicknames. DC equals discrimination comics.
No,
definitely tracks. Yeah, I saw you. Hey, and they sure gave Jonah Hex a book before they gave any niggas a book. So I mean, that tracks too. I'm just saying, the Confederacy comics, that's a shirt right there. That's a shirt right there. Also, shout out to Gokhan Freeman, says, with the 5, says, is the father of Rocket's child still in their life, or is he a goofy? So here's the thing. In the original continuity, he wasn't really around to, like, not as much as maybe he should have been, if at all. Like, Rocket largely raised that kid kind of solo dolo for the most part. It was one of those things, like, if he was around, he was like one of those, like, support monetarily, but everything else maybe not. Now, Young Justice.
Yeah.
In Young Justice, he was in the kid's life.
That was one question I'd always meant to ask you, just because of me being more modern milestone. I was just wondering, was that actually like an important character, or was that just something to add more depth to her? Like, was it like a villain or some such shit that she was fooling around? Okay, that's something I did always wonder.
Okay, so you remember how in the Icon of Rocket season 1, how they had broke into in Icon's house? Same scenario. Nothing changed.
Gotcha.
Matter of fact, the only thing that changed is that in what is effectively Milestone 2.0, Rocket never gets pregnant by the guy. But one of the guys that she broke into the house with was her boyfriend in the original continuity.
Gotcha.
And that was one of the that was, if I remember correctly, I think it was a dude that actually tried to shoot Icon. But that's another story altogether. But
okay.
But basically he was the father. And then and really what's kind of wild, Amistad, which by the way, if none of y'all have figured it out yet, the character Beacon that you are introduced to is not a new, well, he's a new hero, but not a new character, and I'll just leave it at that. But to go on from there, we also got highlight also with the 5, says I believe both Marvel and DC know they have black characters that will sell. I believe their white audience's criticism is their larger concern. And you are not incorrect, because I am in contact with somebody right now who I'm talking to about this very thing, who would have insight on such a thing. And I've been told, Yeah, that's pretty much the case. And let's keep it a band. White readers are the bigger base. They are the bigger base. It's just that's not me playing sides. It's not me playing favorites. It's the same thing I tried to inflict upon Rob to understand when I made the statement that his audience is largely white. For him to deny that or say there's no way to know that is objectively fucking stupid, because white people make up the majority of people in this country, in the world, but I mean in this country specifically. But if he has 2 point however many millions of followers, there's a pretty high fucking chance most of them are white. Like, it would be stupid to say otherwise. And it's the same as it goes for comics. White readers make up that vast majority. Not to say that that makes us a small portion of this. I don't want anyone to get it twisted. We make up a large portion of it as well. It's just that the white readership is bigger. By how much, totally I can't say.
This is totally a troll, but I just have to get it out. I have to get it out. This chat isn't diverse enough. So here's what I'm going to say to that. And I don't want you to stick on it because there'll be a whole rant. There are men in here. There are women in here. There are straight people in here. There are gay people in here. And just looking at your name, you're a juggalo. If that ain't diversity, I don't know what is.
Right? We let juggalos in here. So, I mean, look, if we let juggalos in, we diverse as fuck.
Away from me. But if that ain't diversity, I don't know what
I'm just saying. But no, the reality is that, yes, they will cater to that white base, and they do have more concern for the criticism of their white readers as opposed. Like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to play this interview because it's really long, but I'll just say this. Look this up. There's an interview that David Bowie did with MTV. This back, like, I think it was like 1984, 1987, somewhere in and around there. But look it up. It is readily available to watch. I think it's like 4 or 5 minutes long. It's a really good interview. But it's an interview where David Bowie is talking to someone from MTV about why they don't play. David Bowie literally confronts them and is like, why don't y'all play black artists on MTV? There was that time where, like, you know, they like really like Michael Jackson and maybe Prince was like all you maybe get. But David Bowie was asking a legitimate question. And you know what the answer was from the white man from MTV? His answer was, well, we have our audience that kind of already expects to see a certain type of thing, and we don't want to alienate that audience. Basically, and the long and short of it is that he basically was saying it without saying it, that they didn't want to scare away their white viewers. And David Bowie specifically pointed to that. Like, he said, do you see how that could sound? And the dude's like, well, you got to understand these things have to happen slow, and we can't just go straight into it, and blah, 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 blah. And eventually, it just kind of got to the point where, and this is the part I think is actually the most important part of the conversation, is where David Bowie is being told by this man, what his point of view is. And he says, do you understand, like, my point of view? Like, he said, does it make sense? And David Bowie's response was epic. His response was, he says, I see your point of view. He said, but do you he said, you understand where I'm coming from? He says, and he just repeats, I see your point of view. And he just smiles and looks around the room, and you can hear the people on David Bowie's team kind of giggle because they know what he meant. He doesn't mean that he agrees with him. He means, I see that you're racist. And the conversation is over. That's basically what that was. Anyway, these things still happen. Is why I went through that. These things still happen. But I do recommend, if you need look no further than that interview to kind of get an idea of where DC is. That said, they also have no black leadership in DC Comics. There's only one black editor on the team. So he can only do so much before DC starts paying attention. So, but the thing is, I think us kicking up dust and making noise, showing out like we did for the Dakota Incident, goes a long way towards changing perception. Now, that said, I think that when you present something that is undeniable, the way that Joe and Morgan, Nick, Stephanie, and everybody else involved has done, I think like that's basically you remember. And I know there's a lot of Negroes in here, so I know y'all have been told this at some point by your family, your mother, your pappy, your grandmammy, your grandpappy. Somebody done told you this. Black people have to try 10 times as hard to get half as much. And I'll take it a step further. My granny would say black people have to try 10 times as hard to get half as much as a mediocre white person. That's what my granny would have said. Or actually, she wouldn't have said mediocre. Mediocre was not in her vocabulary. She would have said raggedy. She would have said raggedy white man.
Take the one.
Yeah, I got it. But yes. Anyway, that said, we have to be undeniable. We have to have undeniable sales. We have to have undeniable numbers. We have to have an undeniable fan base. We have to have undeniable stories. We have to have undeniable art. We have to have like case in point. How many times have we seen comics that, and I'm not trying to down anybody, but I'm just going to say, how many times have we seen comics that weren't even like, I'm not going to say they weren't good, but they weren't like so fucking good they deserved all the hype they got. But yet they got way more hype than books that we saw that were infinitely better by either by black creative teams or books that feature black characters. We see this shit all the time. This should not be a surprise to anybody. This is just the way the fucking world works. But I think that in lieu of what, of all that, we move accordingly. And I just want to first off, I just want to drop the bomb. We just want to drop the bomb for... See, there you go. See, exactly. It didn't even take that long. It didn't even fucking take that long. Right here. Gods. Exactly. Mediocre ass book, but it was getting all kinds of praise. Praise it didn't even deserve. Didn't even deserve it. It didn't even deserve that much praise. Jesus Christ. Why? DC Future State. That's another one. Jesus Christ. Like, there was one, maybe two good books out of DC Future State, and the rest of it, trash. Just throw that shit away. And you know what? Honestly, yeah, this isn't incorrect. Most X books. I remember folks were glazing up some of them whack-ass Krakoa books. You know the ones I'm talking about. I'm just saying. And this ain't, once again, this isn't shitting on the people who made them, but I'm just saying, Blood Hunt. Y'all saw okay, first off, I ain't gonna let Marvel get out of here scot-free, because
I'm so happy you said that. Oh God.
Please believe I got thoughts about this bullshit. See this bullshit right here? Yeah, this right here. Yeah.
We never actually had a conversation about that, but I'm happy somebody said Blood Hunt. I actually need to get rid of that trade today. I actually need to get rid of that.
Oh God.
Elijah Miller with 10 real quick. He said it shouldn't be this difficult, but I'm all for the ice skate up hill. Hashtag justice for Jace Fox. Hashtag justice for John Ridley. I don't know about John Ridley because that Black Panther run was nastiness. I more so want to see Batman.
Oh, but John Ridley also did I Am Batman. So that
he did.
And that was great. That series was great.
I think I finished that first arc of it. I would much rather have the Batman and the Signal. And that's not just because of the conversation we have.
That's fair.
But if I had to choose between I Am Batman or Batman and the Signal, I would much rather have Batman in the Signal to see that dynamic. Just to see that dynamic, I think would be cool. I think that would be cool.
This right here is hilarious to me, by the way. Carter said, thanks for the reminder. Today is trash day. Also, we have got DJ Miner 321 says DC looked at how Disney Plus advertised their MCU shows with black main characters and said, "Hold my beer" when it came to the Dakota Incident. That's true. You know what's crazy is that, like, and someone pointed this out to me. Not that I didn't notice it, but like I just never really put much thought towards it. Did you notice how they marketed Wonder Man?
How did they market it for you? Let me say that, because in Cali, the marketing was different. So what do you mean?
Okay, so I mean, like I saw trailers, teasers, TV spots, featurettes, behind the scenes. I was seeing all kind of bullshit for Wonder Man in the months leading up to the show's release, as well as seeing like billboards, like not here in Memphis, but like elsewhere. I was seeing people post pictures of billboards and posters and all kinds of weird shit.
That's what I had a lot of experience with. It's just the billboards, just plain Wonder Man background with Dr. Manhattan just sitting on. One thing I gotta say, because I absolutely disagree with Dynamo and several other people that have said it in the chat. And I want to point. There's a point I want to make. Okay, I see Batman, Signal, and Nightwing. And then I see somebody else saying, "Yeah, we need more Batwing comics." I want to be completely honest with you all. I can only be 100% me. Y'all by yourself on that one. I'm sorry. Batwing, no, yuck.
What?
Why, Carter? Why? Because Batwing is the goofiest, nastiest, ugliest ass. I can't take you serious as Batwing. Batwing?
Dude, Batwing cold.
Batwing? What you gonna do next? Robin Beak? Is that gonna be the sidekick name, huh?
I mean, they did. I mean, they all but gave Tim Drake that name, damn near. I mean, call that motherfucker Red Robin and Red Bird and all kind of other bullshit.
Nasty. So I could never just do anything with Batwing. The suit was cool. I liked the blue bat. I like he was just whooping wholesale ass in Africa and all that, like it was Resident Evil 5. I get it, but Batwing, just the name alone, y'all are on that island by yourself. You want to give me Batman and the Signal? I'm A1 steak sauce. But something else, I know that they brothers, and a brother should have told his brother that is a nasty ass name to have. You wasn't doing right by your blood by not telling them that name was gross. But one thing I do want to say, and I thought about this yesterday. Shit, we can keep it on Batman. Funny enough, because of the example I thought of. This was a conversation I wanted to have with you. I look at books like the Dakota Incident, and I look at the Rise of the Power Company that we got, the one shot and the DC Power issue, and it made me think about giving books some form of an opportunity, some form of a chance. And the thing that popped into my head, because I saw your threads post about I think it was Stephanie Williams about wanting to write a certain book, or you were telling her that she needs to do a certain. You can refresh my memory on what you said.
Right. Yep.
I think
it was a Blood Syndicate. She was talking about Blood Syndicate.
Okay, yes, that's what. Thank you. So the reason I bring all that up is because I remember seeing a post like that. It wasn't on Threads, it was on Twitter. There was a Twitter post from Christian Ward. Everyone knows him. Really great artist. He's doing Event Horizon over at IDW. He did the Two-Face series. He wrote for the Two-Face series that I really like from DC. But the reason I bring him up is because it was some years now, but he had posted some images, like Cthulhu, like Batman and stuff like that. And it was just an example. It was just him posting these Cthulhu images of Batman, saying that I hope that this is a story that I get to write someday. It's an idea I have for a Batman story that hopefully I get the opportunity to do. And then you fast forward and we get Batman Curse of Madness at Black Label. And I thought about that. And I just thought about how this was somebody that just kind of threw an idea out there into the abyss just to see what could happen. And he was given an opportunity to do that. I think you could give out that same courtesy for a Joe Illidge, a Brian Hill, a Stephanie Williams, a Morgan Hampton, a Nicholas Draper Ivy. I think that if this was a brother that just threw some images he did on Twitter and got a series out of it, and then that led to him getting another series out of it with the Two-Face book, and I do understand that it's Batman and Batman will sell. Well, that's why I'm bringing up like the Power Company. That's why I'm bringing up Batman and the Signal. I think if you could give an artist who no one had really known about when it came to writing, if you could give them an opportunity to show their chops and then that leads them to doing something else, I feel like you could really extend that same courtesy to other creatives. Even if it is a Black Label series, I wouldn't mind seeing like a really just full Power Company Black Label series. I wouldn't mind seeing a Dakota Universe Black Label. I mean, we see that it does work with what you see. What you see.
Oh, there it is. It was already up. By the way, thanks for not spoon feeding us.
What you mean?
It was something I said at the end of my Dakota Incident video. I basically said I actually pulled out an actual spoon and was like, "Do I need to spoon feed y'all the book
nasty.
to get y'all to go buy it?"
Not Here Comes the Airplane.
Yeah, I did.
Not
I
Here
actually
Comes
did.
the Airplane.
I did.
You
I was
are
like,
nasty.
I was like, "Here comes the airplane. It's amazing."
And I hear you all were saying I don't want Black Label, make it mainstream.
No, it needs to be mainstream.
Label or I get that part, but because I wouldn't mind seeing that. But my whole point was, if you can give somebody an opportunity to show you all that, you can extend that courtesy to us. Is my point.
I mean, my issue with that though is that because of the fact it's been over 1,100 days as we've had a ongoing series in main continuity at DC Comics, my issue with that is that that's just another excuse to give us another mini series like they've been doing. And if you're gonna if all you're gonna do is give us minis and one shots in main continuity, then I don't give a fuck about them in some non-canon, non-continuity fashion. Now that said, if they wanted to act right and gave us Black ongoing series like, I don't know, a Vixen or a Static, or first off, there's no good excuse why Black Lightning, Mr. Terrific, and Vixen do not have regular ongoing series when Green Arrow, a book I know for a fact was not selling like that, is still, I think, is that book still running? Is it still running?
Honestly, Ernie, I was going to ask you.
Hold on, wait a minute. Wait. No, let's look this shit up. Let's not live in ignorance. Let's not live in ignorance.
Thought about Green Arrow.
Shit is still. Wait. When did? Okay, issue 31.
I'm seeing different. Some people saying it's canceled. Some people saying it is.
No. So they had their last issue this month, but here's the thing: they let that hoe get to 31. They let that hoe get to 31. What is going on? Why you let that book get to 31? It was fine, but the last issue came out this month.
Okay.
Or no, lies. No, it didn't. No, it's cover dated this month, so it came out in December. It came out in December, but for whatever reason, I hate how cover dates work. But anyway, so that book came out in December. 31 issues before they canceled that hoe. 31. Black Lightning, man, best we can do is 5. Miss Terrific, best we can do is 6. Vixen, best we can do is bitch gone somewhere.
I was looking for Black Lightning. I couldn't remember if it was 5 or not. But dude, it's just that I will say I see your point with it. It's just that when I saw your post about Stephanie Williams doing a Blood Syndicate, like, you all could have given her a series, but I feel like you all, and I feel like, okay, this is a conversation that you and I have had before, and we've had it before on here. Like, it's clear that there is an audience, and what I mean is there's an audience for certain books. All you have to do is let them give them space to tell the story. And the biggest example I can give you right now is Poison Ivy. If you can give
Yeah.
G. Willow Wilson that same grace with Poison Ivy, you could do that with this.
They give it to Harley Quinn, and honestly, I've kind of come to find Harley Quinn apparently doesn't sell like that. But they make sure that heifer got a book.
First of all, watch your fucking mouth about Margot Robbie. That's first of all. She whooped Metamorpho. Okay, that's
true.
first off. Whooped Metamorpho and had a whole one shot. You gonna watch your mouth about Harley Quinn. Okay.
And even like I think Catwoman does relatively well, but it's like I don't know if it sells well enough to like, you know what I feel like? I feel like DC kind of has the same thing that Marvel has with characters like Iron Man and Spider-Man, that no matter how good or bad the books do, there's always like, really, I'll use Iron Man as an example more than anything else, because Iron Man traditionally does not sell well. Traditionally, there's a reason why Iron Man was considered a C-list character before the MCU. And that's the thing. That was kind of why the MCU was such a big gamble, because Iron Man is not. I dare you to go back and read old Avengers comics, old Iron Man comics. Iron Man wasn't hitting like that back in the day. He was not selling like that. He wasn't a household name. He didn't become a household name till 2008.
Wait, because this is something I'm happy you're saying, but this just goes back and it proves my point of it's the people that are buying these books but aren't buying them because they're good. There's a content creator. I'll tell you who it is when we done.
Oh Lord. Okay. Yep.
But I mean, who they are is irrelevant. But my whole thing was they just came up with a video saying that they were, I think, 15 issues off from Spider-Man, and I think 15 issues off from X-Men, 64 issues off from Spider-Man. And what that means is they got like 60 more issues of one book, 15 issues of another book, and then they will have each and every run from each and every creative team. Mm-hmm. They not reading them, they just got them.
Yeah. Oh no. There are people like that just buy them. They just buy them.
Weirdos. Weirdos. I'm sorry if y'all are one of them and y'all are fans of mine and y'all are fans of Ernie. Weirdos.
It is some weird shit. It's some strange bullshit. I don't understand it, but my thing is I need to see the work. I need people to understand that some of these books are just going just because. There's a reason why they keep always bringing back Iron Man. I think they actually I think there's a contract out there that like there has to be an Iron Man book at all times, no matter how terrible it is. And I think I think DC might have the same policy with some of its own characters. But the thing is, there's no excuse as to why some of these characters don't have books. I'm sorry. If you can give Green Arrow 31 issues and that book is just kind of like, I mean, you can hand over like at least 25, 10, 15, 25 to Black Lightning. Come on.
I want to change the subject now because I know that this person only got this because he listens to you on the Blerd Cave. Because this motherfucker said, when is the Hypno Hustler getting his shine? I want to move on to the next book because he couldn't have got that from nobody but you. I want to move on to the next book.
It's the Hypno Hustler.
Stop it.
But no, I do have some super chats I want to run back through because we got one. We got a 1999 Streamlabs super chat. He's like, nah, I gotta do it every time. But no, we got extra. Says, I just left my LCS and they're sold out of Dakota Incident, so mine are on back order. I'm totally okay with that kind of struggle. I did get 2 covers of the new Storm book. I also have 2 of those on the way as well. I had to run out of there because I saw the Far Sector hardcover and Mr. Terrific Year 1. Hey, look, dude, that's a motherfucker when the books chase you up out the shop. I've been there.
He's been there at shops he don't even go to. How many times have I called you? Hey, they got this book.
Look. Got me sitting here looking like Pookie from New Jack City holding a crack pipe. It just be calling me, man. These
I'm gonna
books
tell y'all the
just be calling
funniest shit
me.
that happens. I will call this man to let him know my shop has a certain book. You dirty mo. Appreciate that, Gearless Mo, the 1999. Thank you. With the keep it going. Jesus Christ, I'm sick, man. Do y'all have to do this when I'm sick?
Thank you for that 1999 super chat. Thank you. Thank you, Gearless.
The funniest thing with the Blerd Without Fear when it comes to comic shops here, I will call him, let him know that my shop has a certain book he wants for a really good ass price. Nah. I'm good on it. I'm good on it. If it's there next week, yeah, we might have to have a conversation. I walk out the shop. I get in the car. I get to the light. I got my turn signal on. My phone goes off, and it's a Discord DM. Hey, how much they want for that shit, dog? So now I got to make a goddamn U-turn. And the amount of time me walking out and getting in the car, he not rich. I might as well. Fuck it. That happened so many times with him.
I don't want to derail us, but I'm going to ask this question very quickly and then move on because I had never heard of this book before a day in my life. But how many people paid $100 for Dork number 1? How many folks that are paying $100 for Dork number 1 read the book? I have questions because
I've seen it. I don't know what it's about. So that happened with another image book because that's an image book. But it was Dork, and there was some book called White Sky that came out last week. I have never heard of that fucking book, but it just sold like gangbusters. I asked the lady at my LCS, and she's just like, I don't know what the big deal is with this book. When I read it, it was kind of mid, but people just blew it up for some reason. I don't know what is up with that book or Dork.
Yeah, I have no idea. The only thing I know is that Lee Lurridge is on White Sky. That's all I know. And I know Brett Bean was one of the folks from I Hate Fairyland. So that's all I know. I have no dog in this fight at all whatsoever. I like these people, but these books were not in front of me like that, and I ain't gonna lie, it's Black History Month, so my focus was elsewhere. On books not by white people. I have to read white people books all year round. I was like, February, we're gonna keep it black. I think if you are a white person releasing a white-centered book in February, it should be considered a hate crime. Just keeping it a ban. Gearless Mo also hit us. Goddamn. With that Hunsky. Also, he catching a bomb because it's this motherfucking bird. Oh Lord, this man.
Is it today?
Yes, is it today? Yeah, I think so. I think it is.
Okay.
I think it is. Happy birthday to the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Argus.
No, not Argus. There you go. That's the one you need to add. The one that is currently trying to bring the Ultimate Universe to its knees right now. Gearless Mo, happy birthday. He said, a quick thank you for the early birthday shouts. Completely unexpected, but I appreciate you. Get those likes up and hype this if you got it on mobile. Please do that. Even though I hope that Gearless Mo is okay, because I don't know what this new version, I don't know what Ultimate Vision about to do to you toward the end of the Ultimates right now. But thank you for the hundo. Thank you for the 1999 as well, man.
We appreciate you. We
actually got another one here though. Denial with the 5. Mm-hmm. He said February is ending, so I want to know, what were some of your personal victories in Black History Month? An example for him is he got a promotion at his job. Well, number one, I want to congratulate you, my brother, on that promotion. I think my personal victory was me getting pulled over and my car not getting towed. That was my personal victory. I think that was one. And just the new gig that I got, because I haven't really talked about the new gig I have with work, but that's been working out just stupendously well for me, and I've been getting the accolades and been getting the props for the work that I've been doing. So what about you, Big Earn? What's a personal victory? You know what? I don't even want to ask you that question because I know what your personal victories are going to be because you've had a big month, my guy.
Yeah, you know what? Starting a conversation.
Okay.
That's
I like that.
That's what I'll say.
That.
And you know what? And helping raise awareness for Milestone Media, as well as like other Black comics creators, and maybe making people pay a little bit more attention than maybe they probably would have. I don't know. It is what it is. Also, shout out to Black Phoenix, because apparently we got multiple birthdays up in this. I think Black Phoenix said theirs is today. Happy birthday and happy early birthday to Gearless Mo, both of y'all. That is the type of shit we love to see. I do also want to say, because we got some more shit in here too that I don't want to get away from. So we got something that we kind of missed a little ways back that kind of snuck in on us.
Okay.
We have got Rec Room with the $4.99. So just went to my local comic shop, bought the Dakota Incident, and really enjoyed it. That's the type of shit. That's what I like to see. And I'm glad you were able to get your hands on a copy because, like I said, that shit has been selling out everywhere. We've also got that cool black nerd with the $4.99. Says the crazy thing about this is companies always overestimating how much their white customers will get mad. It almost always is just a loud minority. That is exactly that is always my case. I don't think that DC or anyone else for that matter should be listening to the noise, because it's all, for one, if you've been doing shit like what I do for as long as I've been doing it, it is very easy to tell what is vocal minority and actual audience capture. Like there's two very different things. I have seen plenty of times, whether it's in my comments or whether it's on social media or anywhere else for that matter in the live chat, I can always tell when it's just one really loud motherfucker. Or like two or three really loud motherfuckers. When like only like it's one of those things when like if out of like let's just say 1,000 people. If out of 1,000 people, only 2 or 3 people are kind of bitching and whining about something, and everybody else is just kind of like, oh man, yeah, that ought to be what tells you that should be your North Star. Is what is everybody else saying? Yeah, this loud motherfucker over here and this loud motherfucker over here. But what about everybody else? It's kind of like, you know what it is? When I put out, this is a little bit of self-aggrandizing, but when I put out issue 1 of Heart of the Darkness, all of my negative criticism came from other writers. Like, if that makes any sense. So, like, that didn't mean I didn't take their criticism to heart. I did. But I also looked at what normies were saying about it. Normies didn't have the same criticisms. It's two completely different, because they're looking at it in a completely different way than someone who, like, actually writes is going to look at it. So, once again, it's like, while technically I took what the other writers said pretty harsh. Like, I didn't take it harshly, but like it hit me a little bit harder, but that's because that was the vocal minority. It was the people who write on a normal basis that were like, oh yeah, I wouldn't have done this, all right, maybe I would have done that, blah, 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 whatever. But that doesn't mean I don't have to listen. It just means that I now know, I kind of know how to like split the difference on it. You know what I mean? So you kind of have to be able to look at it for what it is. You have to be able to tell when some of it is just racist noise and when some of it is people with like legitimate concerns or criticisms and people who just genuinely enjoy it and aren't thinking that deep about it. That's just a fact.
Let's one thing I do want to do real quick, because I
want to get through the rest of these real quick.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Because we got more. We still got some more. Wood Grain Gundam. Shout out to Wood Grain Gundam, who also joined the Blerd Club Gold Mine. Thank you for that. Well, these were older ones. These are ones that were back away. So I'm going back through them, and I'm playing catch because you kind of jumped around on some of them. That's why I was kind of like, oh, we gotta go back. I don't want to lose any of this shit. We also got this. Oh, hey, this is oh my god, Jinsai Kuroki. With the Canadian 5 says, notice how in nerd media black characters barely interact and form friendships with each other, let alone date. No, this is so funny story. It's actually why in the modern Milestone continuity, why Static is with Daisy as opposed to Frida Goran. I won't say who inspired this, but someone being loud and really ignorant on the internet basically kind of inspired that, and not in the exact same reason or way that maybe some people might think. It was more of those like kind of like, well, here, maybe this will. Are you happy now? Because now you got this. Now you got this. Oh, you still ain't happy? Oh, well. And then we got Entertain Me 616 says 5 months in. I'm working, so here's a like. Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for that. For the 5 months in the Blerd Club Silvermine. And we also got another Hunsky. Got another Hunsky from Gearless Mo. Says shout out to us quiet mofos. Man, just look, bars. Look, it's your birthday. It's somehow I'm getting shit. I'm getting presents. What the fuck is this? We have also got Ray 12 with the Blerd Club. Man, 65 months worth of work in the Silvermine. Says good to be back in the cave. Hey, we glad to have you back. Man, dude, appreciate them. Man, 65. God damn, 65 months. Jesus Christ. And we also got Elijah Miller, who's become Blerd Club Gold Mine member. We appreciate that. Thank you so much. Now we can move on. I've covered everything. We are all caught up. Carter, would you talk about this motherfucker right here?
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. So, Carter.
I almost feel like we should say that for the best for last kind of deal.
I mean, that's not how.
But here's the thing.
That's not how live streams work, Carter. I don't know.
I know, but I really wanna talk. I want to delve into Power Fantasy. I do want to get into the other shit, but I really want to talk about that one just because you got to experience it. The 2 issues behind, like when we had our conversation about it. Yeah. So
I have very little to say about the Infernal Hulk shit. So I mean,
okay, cool. That's why I said it was gonna be a quick one. But I really want to get your POV.
I was gonna go ahead and say if we're talking about saving shit for last, well, I'll tell you what, we'll do it like this: Infernal Hulk, Phil Kenny Johnson's doing an event for it. That's a thing. Yeah. Anyway, back to Power Fantasy. Power Fantasy. Are
we talking about 16, or are you gonna go into it?
I'm not gonna spoil it, but I am gonna say I'm not gonna talk about the ending, but I'll tell you here. Let's do this because this is not a spoiler. So some of y'all remember how we talked about before. Power Fantasy was very likely going to come to an end if the sales didn't pick up. Now I found it funny because Kieran Gillen did this thing that I don't like when people do. When they say something and then come back to it and be like, well, I didn't mean it like that. It's like, well, that's the fuck how it read. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. I forget which issue it was in.
That he said that originally? I think it was...
Was it 12 or was it 13?
I think it was 13.
13?
I think it was 13.
So I think that where'd it go?
So while Ernie's looking,
more or
long and
less,
short of it is Gillen brought up the fact that issue 16 of the Power Fantasy that came out this week would potentially be the final issue.
It was 12.
It was 12. Okay, apologies. Okay. But he said that issue 16 could be the final issue of the series. Now, A little bit of it was because of sales,
Right.
which is why he started letting people know that the trades were out. So
yes.
I see Ernie's frustration with that there, because that was the whole reason people got up and went and bought
these motherfuckers, right?
It's because you were saying issue 16 was going to be the last one. But if that was the case, it's a good ending. It's a good stopping point for the story. But go ahead, Ernie.
Well, no, it's just, I want to highlight this part right here because he basically goes into it, says, he's basically talking about the arc that they're currently in and how like he thinks is the best arc, so on and so forth. And he says it's also a crucial arc. It's basically where we decide if we want to go further or wrap at 16. Now, mind you, this is issue 16 that I have in my hands right here. He says, but clearly there's much more we'd like to show, and it'll be a shame not to. Sales are fine, but there's a difference between fine and able to go for 30 plus issues. So that,
Kieran, Kieran, that sounds like it wasn't gonna make it out.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Look, I don't know who needs to hear. Like, where you know what it is. You know what it is, Carter. You know what I want. You know what I wanted to do. There's a meme that's been making its way around the campfire, and it's become my new favorite meme for when I have to sit somebody down.
Uh-oh.
Let me put my hands on you, Kieran. Let me come here, Kieran. Let me put my hands on you, sir. Let me put my hands on you, player. When you say that the book is selling fine, but not 30 plus issues fine, you basically telling me 16 might be it, pimping. Or, maybe you might get to 20. Maybe you might get 21.
You so nasty for that. You could have at least put like the Blerd Without Fear shit in the corner. That motherfucker just left the open network shit right there. You so nasty for that.
I've had to hand this over to I've had to use this on so many folks and just be like, look, let me put my hands on you. Oh, look, let me hold your hands. Let me put my hand. I'm gonna hold your hands in one hand and put my other hand on your knee. You're right. Let me talk to you. babies. Let me.
Come here.
Sit
down in front of me. Sit down. It's always that sit down in front of me. It's always
right. And here's the thing, and you know what this is. You know what this is, because especially if you're black, you know what this is. You've been given that look before. You've been given that sit down before. Say, go ahead, clock out for me, baby. I mean, but no, when I saw what he said, that's what it read like. Now, and then it was also this. This was also this. He said, now is a good time to talk about word of mouth again. Talking about a book is the best advertising for an indie book. I've said it before. If you talk about Batman to someone, they know who Batman is. Chances are you're likely the first person in the world to talk to somebody about the power fantasy or assorted crisis events or artificial or whatever else. Basically he's talking about the culture.
That sounds like the book is going to be ending this.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Right. Look. Let me, Kieran, come back over here. Come bring your bald ass over here. Come on, sit down. Actually, let me put my hand, I'm gonna hold your hands in this hand, and I'm gonna put this hand on your bald ass head, because you're bald, and I'm gonna bring your bald head close to mine, because we're gonna Vulcan mind meld this shit.
Dog.
You had me think that book was done.
Dog, listen to this. Check this out. So Kieran Gillen, when you bring up word of mouth.
Yeah.
MOUF.
Yeah, mouth.
Exclamation point. When you bring up word of mouth in a conversation, that means you need as many people as possible to go get it now, because this could be it. Clear-cut example. What did we just spend an hour talking about? The Dakota Incident.
Yep.
That's what you need to bring up. Word of mouth. When ain't nothing wrong with your book and you bringing up word of mouth, well, you just want a bigger check that month from fucking McFarlane and them, big dog.
But I'm gonna tell you what I think it is. And you know what? I still missed the super chat, but we're gonna get to it after this, because it kind of flows into what I was talking about. I ain't forgot about your screw face. I ain't forgot about you. I'm about to get you. I'm gonna get you here in just a sec. Don't you worry. I forgot you. But my thing is, what he did, slick work though, because I feel like people who were reading the book started talking about. I know we were talking about it. I know people were talking about it on Reddit because I think you even showed me where people were talking about the book on Reddit, and you were even you and I both were talking about how like, oh yeah, we're actually starting to see other people talk about this shit too. Like I'm seeing people talk about it on social media. I'm starting to see people talk about it here, talk about it over there.
People sending emails to comic book content creators so that they talk about the book.
Right?
All of that sounds like, can you hold up issue 16 one more time? Everything that we just talked about, all of that sounds like that's the end right there.
Right, dude, because
if everybody don't come together as one.
Also, man, you know something I never noticed about this book? I'd never really paid it much attention.
What's that?
Man, this shit on the back. I'd never paid it any mind before. I don't know why. I just never have, but I noticed that pretty much every issue damn near does
that
this.
Fine print is him telling y'all he was full of shit.
It's like, but it's the copyright shit. But like the reason why it's as long is because like it starts going into like when you get like right here, it goes into other languages, which is kind of wild. But hey, German at the bottom, and no Spanish at the bottom actually.
But let's actually get into the book itself a little bit. No spoilers, because he doesn't want to spoil it, and there are people in the chat that have not read it yet because they're waiting on. We got a brother waiting on the trade for this one. So yeah, let's talk about it.
So, man, okay. So here's the main thing with this book. Oh man, it's gonna be okay. I just want y'all to understand, I'm going to be talking around some shit. So, for those who don't know, so this whole final 2 issues, really, final 3 if you want to keep it a buck, kind of largely focus on Eliza, who is one of my favorite characters. I would actually say short of Eddie N and Valentina, my favorite character. I also think she is the most aesthetically well designed character in the whole book other than Valentina and Eddie N as well. Like she's just one of those characters, she's undeniable. Like all the other characters, they're cool. Like don't get me wrong.
You can tell Casper is having fun drawing her because everyone else is pretty much drawn to be, and I don't mean this as a negative, regular. Everybody else is pretty much drawn to be a regular person until stuff pops off. Eliza is just 100% a comic book character, if that makes sense, from an artistic looking perspective.
For those, and just to kind of give you guys a little bit of an idea of what I'm talking about here, I can actually share this right here just to kind of give you an idea. But like, this is what Eliza looks like, just regular walking around. As a matter of fact, if you put her picture next to any of the other characters, she is the one, other than Megas, she is the only one who really like sticks out the most. Like you, Eddie N, like you like, okay, man, that's a brother right there. Clearly, he got the gray in the beard. He hold the coffee cup. He looked like he is just heard somebody say some ignorant shit. Valentina, she just looked like she just happy to be there. The Heavy looked like he getting ready to spring on somebody. It just, you have all of these different characters, and I think, what was it, what's the old girl name? Masami. On the end down here, she looked like she just came out the Hellfire Gala. And you got Megas here looking like he getting ready to moonlight for Daft Punk, but then you got Eliza, and she just looked like she came straight out of Industrial Goth Night. At the MIG. But no. That said, actually, you know what? This right here, I ain't gonna hold you here. I just want to focus this just for a second. This is if Heavy Negro Side were a comic book image right here. Just shit. That's what that is. But no, she is the most different character, and really from the perspective of power is the most different character. Like she has way weirder shit going on with her than any other character in the story, other than Masami. But that said, this issue primarily focuses, at least these last 2 or 3 focus on her, what's going on with her, how, and here I'll just to kind of, kind of give you an idea. This book plays with not just the idea of people having superpowers as a commentary for like what it would be like if people had superpowers in real life, how they would literally be weapons, living weapons of mass destruction, but also the fact that this book plays with reality, it plays with space and time, and it plays with religion as well. And the whole thing with Eliza is that she basically just lives in hell.
Yeah. Another thing you can bring up as well with this book that and I think just from the field I'm in with social work and casework with the clients that I have, it's a mental health aspect to it as well. I know you're bringing up like the space and, X-Men and just out of this worldness of it all and literal hell when it comes to Eliza, but there's also a mental health aspect to it. And manipulations and mental gymnastics, and a lot of that is in these last 3 issues like Ernie brought up, because this is basically a situation of playing stupid games, and then this is the prize that you get. This is a lot of chickens coming home to roost. This is a lot of when somebody is able to think for themselves in regards to letting someone else think for them, and no pun intended, believing the gospel when it comes to Eliza. So a lot of this is like this is the hell that she lives, but at the same time, this is the hell that certain characters have made because of their actions when it comes to her. So.
Well, and it's like, for her, it's like, because and mental health is a lot of the conversation for not only her, but also Masumi.
Masumi's
her like hers, like literally, she has to have some like basically. Look, I know y'all sick of me doing it, but like she literally got a character specifically there to do this to her to keep her in check so she don't lose her goddamn mind and go the fuck off. But no,
and that is not a bit. That is not a bit. She literally has someone there that has to do that, or we are all gone.
It's like, look, you go ahead and kiss all this goodbye. Kiss everything
Elite.
goodbye.
Yes, Elite. That's the chick who causes the kaiju to show up when she gets depressed and she's left with her own thoughts. And that's somebody who absolutely should not be left with their own thoughts. You need all the medications, sweetie. You need to be kept under control at all times. We need your attention somewhere else at all times.
And here's the other thing too, when you really think about it too, like, because we're also talking about like mental health, but you also can't forget about religious trauma, like the trauma that has been inflicted upon Eliza, because that's the other thing that you kind of has to be talked about. You to really kind of hit the hammer, bring the hammer completely down on the nail in this regard, is that it's one of those situations where Eliza grew up, and I need y'all to understand this. She didn't grow. Okay, Eliza didn't grow up religious. I want to make sure that we really pay attention to this part. She grew up hyper religious. I'm talking Catholic school. She going to church on Sunday. She on church on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. She probably was on on all them different board meetings. All that shit. All of that shit. But the thing is, that ultimately kind of paints her worldview and why, despite also she has objective evidence that these things are real in this universe as well. Look no further than Valentina, but all of this paints how she views the world and how she feels about the things she has done, things other people have done around her. All of this shit paints her worldview. And now she is in a position where she has to make a move. And it's kind of one of those things where, like, if you've ever watched one of those stories where a character who has been kind of holding it together for a long time finally just snaps. It's like there's no reasoning. There's no real, like there's nothing you can really say to them. Like, I mean, you could try. But I mean, like, they've snapped and they have to ride that wave out, like, or be willing to allow someone to help them, and neither's gonna happen. Probably,
and
like,
that
it's
help
gone that
can
far.
only go so exactly. That help can only
Right.
go so far.
You can't do like it's one of those where you're damned if you do, you damned if you don't. You know, like, and you also got to look at the fact that, like Carter said earlier, chickens are coming home to roost. Things that the heavy has done. Things that maybe Valentina wishes she did. You know, conversations that Masumi should have had, you know, with the people closer. Like, all of these things are happening now.
Things Etienne has done, but
Yes.
Etienne just being off the board right now, and still there are ramifications and effects. Yeah.
Yes, this story, it does a lot. It, like I said, and like, once again, we're talking around it because it's one of those that, like I'll just say this much: when you get to this last page of this issue, I'm gonna tell you what happened to me.
I wish I could have done what you did, because
Yeah.
I went into issue 16 and just read it. And that's the problem with books like this, to where that are monthlies, to where you have to remember everything. And I remember telling Ernie, because Ernie hadn't read issue 16 yet, I said, read 15 first and go right into it. Shows what you know, nigga, because I hadn't read 15 either. And then he read, that's what Ernie told me.
Yeah.
Then Ernie was able to read both. And I feel like that shit probably hit way harder for you being able to go back to back, as opposed to me, who just jumped into it, just kind of remembering everything that happened. But please, go off. Oh,
no.
This is what I want to hear.
Yeah, this right, because, like, I'm gonna tell you what happened to me first. And I didn't have this ready to rock, but I'm gonna show it to you this way, because I need you to know, when I got to that last page, I pulled Antonio Banderas. If you don't know what that means, I was like, like, this was me. This was me. Like, this was me holding the book, and I was holding the book to my head. I was like,
yes, sir. So here's what happened with that. We were already talking about Kieran Gillen being a bit of a villain and kind of being, we talked about Kieran Gillen being kind of full of shit when it came to sales and things like that with the book.
Yeah.
But the ending to 16 shows that he was truly in his villain arc. And again, this is no spoilers, but had that book just, hey, this is a good stopping point for the story. Here you go. Next trade coming in 2 months or some shit.
Man, look, I ain't gonna lie. Now, bear in mind, remember I told y'all, I was like this when I got to the end of that book.
And Ernie was probably sitting right there while reading it. Boy, I was doing this at work in the bathroom.
But look, I'm gonna tell you what I did after I thought about it for a few minutes.
You can't keep getting away with it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can't keep getting away with it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because I was like,
Absolutely.
no, this white man did not end it like this.
And I don't want you all to think that we just like we being too extra on it. No, big dog.
No.
This last issue was wild.
This last issue, and you know what?
Ooh, I think that's a good way to say it. Mike Manhattan said I had the same reaction to the end of The Mist.
Yes.
Talking about the movie.
Yeah, the movie. The Mist.
Now, see, that's a good example to use, but I'm somebody who unequivocally, irrefutably hated that goddamn ending. I fucking despise the ending to that goddamn movie.
Yeah.
But that ending of just being like, no.
But But you know
Yeah,
what?
that's a
I'm
good
gonna tell
example.
you. I'm gonna tell you another thing it did to me, and I don't know if anybody remembers this. But Carter, have you ever seen the movie Memento?
Yes, I have. I've seen it several times recently. Yes.
Okay, so I'm not talking about the backwards nature of it, but I'm just talking about like you know how kind of sort of. So you remember how like that movie is told from the end backwards to the beginning, and
Yeah.
you see basically the ending of the movie is you find out how shit started. Not saying that that's what they're doing here because that's not what they're doing, but like when you get to that last scene and you see how like Guy Pearce is getting like how this whole thing started, like
Yeah.
how every like the kicking off point for all this shit, and how like oh my god, so much bad shit is about to happen and for all the wrong reasons. And then the screen goes to black, and you just hear that David Bowie start playing.
I don't think we should say
That's-
anymore because I feel like we go get into like spoiler territory.
I'm not saying shit else beyond that. I'm just saying when I got to that,
Y'all need to go get that.
Look,
y'all
when
need to go get that.
because I'm not showing the page. I'm not showing the page. But when I did this shit right here, when I went, all I heard was that David Bowie turn on. And I like something in the air.
So-
That's all I heard. Okay. I was like, you
So
son of
just
a
to go back to our original point with Gillen being kind of full of it when it pertains to sales of the book. The book is continuing.
Yes, it is continuing. It's not done.
Okay.
Yes, it's
Final
not
Fantasy
done.
is not done. Ernie was a
No.
little bit upset when he saw when the book could be returning. Now you can actually go into that super chat. You see that?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, look at that. I like that. So basically, oh my god. Here, let me pull this right quick. Oh wow, we actually got a couple that I want to take a look at. First and foremost, I want to make sure I get I want to make sure I take care of Screwface Capone. With the 5 says, Black writers doing books with non-black leads are my favorite vibe. Bring Ta-Nehisi Coates to write Batman, Superman, or Brother Power the Geek. You know what? So, and I've said this before too. This is why I kind of was very adamant about the fact that Jamal Campbell was doing Zatanna, because Zatanna is not a black character, but Jamal Campbell is a whole Negro. And the fact that he was doing that book and still doing the book, like it's been relaunched, but he's still doing the book. It's good to see because here's the thing. When I see white writers write black characters and they don't do it well, I think everybody loses. But when black people show that they are very good at writing white characters, and I think actually better equipped to write white characters than white people are equipped to write black characters, it's because we as black people have to live in their world. We as black people have to, quotey fingers, assimilate to their world. So it's always going to be easier for us to write them than for them to write us. Case in point, I think Kieran Gillen is one of the few white men on this earth who can legitimately write a black character. Well, now, case in point, I also say Al Ewing has that distinction. I think Philip Kennedy Johnson is also one of the few. I think Kelly Thompson, one of the few. I think Gail Simone, one of the few. But that's just it. Remember what I keep saying. Remember the words that come at the end of each of those sentences. One of the few. Now, that said, yes, I don't think that we should be pigeonholed to only writing black characters. I think that way lies madness. Do I think black people should write black characters predominantly? I do agree with that. But I do think we should be allowed to write other characters because we do have the sauce to write those other characters. I think we have even proven it. Dwayne McDuffie proved it by writing Superman. A lot of people forget about his Superman, but he wrote Superman.
Hell, I didn't like this creators Superman, but Priest wrote Superman lost.
Yeah, Superman lost. He sure fuck did.
Yep.
He sure fuck did. And you know, Dwayne McDuffie also wrote Fantastic Four. You know, that was the thing. You know, and case in point, Coates wrote Captain America.
Yeah, he did.
And wrote it very well. And the thing is, I feel like when we go out and we support those books, we go like I said, because like, I think I think I said this last week, but I'm gonna say it again. My mission statement going forward with DC Comics from now until I see restorative justice in terms of how they move in regards to Black titles and Black creators is the only money DC will get from me from this day forward, and you know, for that day forward rather, is the book. It either needs to be a Black book or it needs to have Negroes on the creative team. That's it. Like, case in point, if you're asking, am I buying Zatanna? I am buying Zatanna. Why? Because there's a Negro on the creative team. There's a Negro writing and drawing the book. So yes, I'm buying the book. Am I buying Green Lantern Corps? Yes, I'm buying Green Lantern Corps because that's the homie Morgan Hampton right there. So of course I'm going to be buying the goddamn book. You already know this. If they announce a static book, am I going to be buying the book? Yes, I will be buying the book. Am I going to be buying Absolute Batman and Superman anymore? No, I'm not. I've actually taken those off my pool. Those are off my pool now. Only Absolute book that I am steadily going to buy, and this hurts me the most because I love Absolute Wonder Woman, but I'm taking that off of my pool as well just to prove a point. I will be buying Absolute Green Lantern, and I'll buy Absolute Catwoman. And actually, it was a funny interaction because when I was talking to my guy behind the counter, Jason over the cellar, when I was telling him what I wanted, I was like, hey, can I get that Absolute Catwoman? Can I get that Absolute Catwoman in my attitude? Because I had just taken a bunch of stuff off, so I was like replacing it with other stuff because that's how I do. It's kind of like I used to do at GameStop. If I was going to cancel a pre-order on somebody, I would pre-order something else. Like I was never just canceling pre-orders to get my money back. I'd be like, nah, I'm gonna put it elsewhere. Yeah, just so I don't fuck up somebody else. But like, yeah, and that's not how it works at shops, but I'm just using that as an example. But I was like, no, I'm not canceling these books and not getting anything else. I was like, I'm gonna cancel these books and get something else instead. So I was like, yeah, put Absolute Catwoman on my pull. And he was like, Absolute Green Arrow too. And I was like, just Catwoman. I was like, I need to see who is he? Do we even know who's on Absolute Green Arrow? Do we know who's going to be writing that book?
I don't think they have shown it. They've just been showing how Absolute Green Arrow looks.
Yeah, because they basically said, suppose, like, I saw someone, I think it was Popverse. They say, yeah, it's basically like Green Arrow's going to be kind of like Scream, but Green Arrow. Or some other people are thinking that this version of Green Arrow might be like Anarchy or something like that, since Ollie died in the Absolute Evil one shot. Just for people that don't know, who knows, dog? Who knows? I don't know. Wait. So basically, wait, no, these are covers. I'm trying to see who. That's
all they've really been showing. They haven't really talked about like creative teams, as far as I know. Just yet. They've just been showing you different art in different segments of the story. So who the fuck knows?
Yeah. Until I see who's on that book, if I don't see a nigga on the book, then that book can stay over there. But no, I was like, yeah, give me Green Lantern Corps. I was like, give me Zatanna, because I said at least that's a Black creative team. I was like, give me Absolute Catwoman, Absolute Green Lantern, whatever, so on and so forth. I was like, basically, give me the nigga books. Give me the nigga books. I don't want nothing else.
Mike Manhattan said something that I thought was kind of wild. I never thought about it. He was like, you think they'd ever put Jonathan Hickman on Black Panther? Honestly, I feel like a lot of y'all wouldn't want that. Because I feel, now this is just my way of thinking about it. If y'all didn't like Ta-Nehisi Coates, how his more so felt like a novel than a comic book, I think y'all would hate Jonathan Hickman on a Black Panther book. I think it'd be a lot more like Wakandan conversations and shit like that. Now, for those people that want that, that's great.
That's
but
cool. I don't want that shit.
I don't feel like
I don't
I'd
want that
see.
shit.
I don't know how Hickman would go on a T'Challa book.
I will say this. I will say this too. Now, Gavin gets Cajun privilege. Gavin gets Cajun privilege because I did keep JSA and I did keep Flash. That's one. That's only because I like Gavin. Gavin's an ally and an accomplice, so he gets to stay. But everybody else, they got to go. They got to go. Ain't no question. I don't want to see Grant Morrison on Black Panther. I'm sorry. No.
That boy said, just check.
Yeah, he's like, hey, wait. Hey, Gavin, when you get a chance, I want you to watch. I want you to, if you get a chance, watch my voodoo. You ain't got to watch the whole video, but if you get a chance, watch my voodoo video if you haven't already. I want to see if you appreciate what I said in that video in regards to Louisianan culture. But yes.
And you are correct, Mike Manhattan. Hickman has written Black Panther before, but that was New Avengers. That's not just a book. That's just straight out Black Panther. Now, it was a straight Illuminati book, but not just flat out single Black Panther. So no.
Yeah, no, it is what it is, on that point. My thing is, okay, okay, you know what? I'll take it back. Jason Aaron, that's another one, because Jason Aaron actually wrote one of my favorite Black Panther stories. So I wouldn't mind seeing Jason Aaron take on Black Panther. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, you've probably seen this cover before, but basically it was a story that came up during
the Secret Invasion?
It was during Secret Invasion. It was called See Wakanda and Die. Is what it was called, and that story is fire. It was this one right here. This was Jason Aaron. And I
remember that.
This book was cold. I mean, not to mention it also has because they were doing all of those different variants where some of the characters, regardless of whether they were actually Skrulls or not, it had one of my favorite Skrull covers as well.
That is nasty, by the way.
Yeah. Oh no, it's absolutely positively disgusting. But what I love about this book is that Jason Aaron puts so much respect on T'Challa's name. Like the fact that like the Skrulls were like, man, fuck this shit, man. We can't get this motherfucker, man. Just leave.
Yeah.
Get. We got to get out of here, man. Just fuck the ships. Leave the ships, goddammit. We can't do nothing over here, goddammit. It was It was fantastic. And yes, Jed MacKay did put some love on Black Panther's name as well. But also at the same time, I think that Jed still has some work to do. I think Jed still has some work to do with his Black characters. He did have a couple of good ones. He had one in Moon Knight a couple in Moon Knight actually that I really liked, but his Black Panther needed a little more work for my taste. I'm just saying. Anyway,
what else we talking about, big dog?
Man, honestly, you know what? I was being dismissive when I said what I said about. What I said about Infernal Hulk. I actually am excited for what Philip Kennedy Johnson has coming up with the Infernal Hulk. I actually am excited for that. Carter, have you been keeping up with Infernal Hulk? Did you actually get a chance to see what's been going on with that book lately?
Yes, I have. That's the biggest one for me. If you all have not, it ain't gonna take long to catch up. It's only 4 issues right now.
5th issue comes out, I think, next month. Yeah. Well, it would have to be next month.
I still feel the same way I did when you and I had that conversation. I think it was about like issue 2 when Tony was trying to give Bruce Banner shit like the Hulk is your problem. You need to come handle it. It was like, bruh, Banner basically just hit him with the, I am tired. I have been dealing with this. I am tired. Go avenge.
Yeah, basically.
I'm out of here.
I love how that motherfucker's working a regular ass job, just chilling. That man just chilling. Look. I'll share this much because I think that, like, honestly, much of Infernal Hulk is best absorbed via actually reading it yourself, like actually getting the story for yourself.
It's only four. Infernal Hulk is only 4 issues right now.
Yeah, it's only the 4. But
you,
I just want to
you
show
will-
y'all this.
Yeah.
That man ain't even going by Bruce no more. That man's name is David.
You know what I will tell you though, especially in the 4th issue,
Mhm.
I've gotten more of an appreciation for Nick Klein's art when we because this is Nick Klein, but when we see where the actual Hulk, not the Infernal Hulk, but just Mean Green himself, the artistic change from Nick Klein was stupid good in that. I did not know he could go like that, where it almost looks like a painting almost, but. I will say
that's his whole vibe. That's his whole vibe.
Yeah. I will say Infernal Hulk number 4 is out. You will have to go read the previous, I think it was 30 issues of Incredible Hulk that Philip Kennedy Johnson did.
Give or take.
He said, is he Nick Nolte now? No.
But basically what's going on is that Banner is first off, Banner has no interest in being the Hulk again. He knows.
And are you really mad at him for that?
No,
are we
not
really
at all.
Mad?
Well, I want to go back to this image. So this image, there's a lot to unpack here. I want to zoom in on this though. So you notice how there's a TV back there and you see this big ass monster. This is all in relation to what the Infernal Hulk has been doing. Everything you're seeing right here, this is a direct result of the Infernal Hulk. This giant fucking kaiju of an elder god monster is now loose, and Bruce is just like, and
you know how everybody like let's take like wrestling. Let's take like pro wrestling. You know how every wrestler just got that one move they always got to do in a match. It seemed like Infernal Hulk's move is just that thunderclap. Because this is how he even got this monster's attention, was by doing it in the ocean and parting the sea. So, but yeah, with that image, because that is what Banner and everyone else and his coworkers are looking at in the background. Infernal Hulk is attempting to get a squad together. We don't know why. Well, we know why, just because Marvel's already come up with fucking solicits about an event that's going to be happening next year called Hulk War. But for right now, it's only in the Hulk book, which is kind of nasty, because we're doing all this Avenger stuff. We doing Imperial, even though people are complaining because it looked like Imperial was just a thing that happened. It looks like they're not going to do anything with Cosmic Marvel right now. But just to keep it on the Hulk side of things, Banner is sick and tired of being sick and tired. So I'm finna do this 9 to 5. Betty though?
Oh man, Betty is going through it.
Banner is taking it all in stride. The Hulk is their problem. I've been dealing with this from Stan Lee to Edward Norton to Mark Ruffalo to Ang Lee. I'm tired, boss. So Banner is Bruce is fine.
Yeah,
Betty having a little bit of trouble.
She need to be sent to the clinic so she can get the help she needs. But no, yes, it is actually called Hulk War. It's gonna be called Hulk War Infernal Rage. And yeah, this does seem to be self-contained. And I'm not gonna lie, I do actually appreciate this, because I don't want to have to read a bunch of other bullshit. Just keep it. Okay, I'm not gonna say who told me this, but remember when I told you that a certain writer told me that Age of Revelation should have just been They basically said that Age of Revelation could have just as easily have been a story that was just contained to adjectiveless X-Men. Yeah, there you go. That's where I am with this. But also, yes, Infernal Hulk is going to continue on to 10 issues. It will then end at 10 issues, but that 10 issues is going to coincide with the lead up to the Hulk War in all likelihood. So yeah, when people were saying that the book was canceled, like, remember, 'cause I think we even talked about how, like, oh yeah, the book apparently is only going to be 10 issues. Well, that is true. However, that doesn't mean the story. Marvel's doing that thing where instead of, they could have just as easily kept this in Incredible Hulk, but they didn't because they were like, no, we want people to go read Infernal Hulk, and we don't want people to think, oh, well, we got to go back and read from issue 1. Oh my God, we got to go do this shit up. Yeah, never mind. I'm good on that. I don't want to read the shit. Or they'll just go watch Comics Explained, spoon feed you the goddamn story. That said,
do you have issue 4 over there? I would love for you to show.
Oh,
at least
yes, I do.
Like,
Yes, I do.
Just a piece of what I mean when the Incredible Hulk is in the other
Hulkscape?
world. The
Yeah.
Hulkscape. Thank you.
Yeah, matter of fact,
Just
here.
because of the artistic change is wild, and that's still Nick Klein, and that is fire.
Yes. Like, look at this shit.
That
Like,
looks nutty.
this is
It's
the
nasty,
Hulkscape.
but nutty.
So basically, this is the Hulkscape, or like the mind. They always call it something different, but like it's all basically the same thing. Like, but the Hulkscape, the Mind Palace, whatever the fuck you want to call it. This is where Hulk had put Banner during that 30 issue Incredible Hulk run. This is where Banner was. But now, because of all the events, what happened with the Eldest, and some of you will probably remember when I showed this off. When I showed this off, talking about how this shit right here, how the Eldest, which by the way, the Abomination who is pulling Banner out of Hulk, that is not the Abomination proper. That is the Eldest having taken over the Abomination, and he is ripping Banner out of Hulk, effectively separating them from one another until further notice. So right now, while Banner is walking around free as a bird on Earth, Hulk is trapped in the Hulkscape, which is the place I was just showing y'all just now. This is where Hulk is. So
and it's not just it's Hulk and every other, or not every other, but
it's
Hulk
most of them
personality.
like this.
That was. I'm happy you put that one up.
This shit
just
right
over
here.
there playing poker, bro. We got Betty not crashing out because this is the
Red
Betty
Harpy.
the Red Harpy. But yeah, Banner chilling. He just playing poker. Look at Joe. Joe just playing poker with the Tommy gun on the table, just in case somebody try to look at his hand.
And it was even crazier. Old girl who the Eldest had possessed at the beginning of the run.
Yes,
that's her sitting right there. Where we can see, dude, she got nothing but aces in her hand. And Joe, is probably a good thing that Hulk showed up at this point, because he was probably gonna have to put Tommy gun on her. And then Abomination is also sitting at the table as well.
But again, this is all the same artist, and
yes,
it's so different in style. You know what it reminds me of? Because it was a book that just came out this week, that Daredevil Cold Day in Hell. How you can see a Civil War or an Old Man Logan, and you see how Steve McNiven's art looks there. But then you read Daredevil Cold Day in Hell, you wouldn't believe that was Steve McNiven art, because it almost looked like he was going for like some Frank Miller shit. So that's what I'm looking at with this. Like, this art is wildly impressive.
I look, this game's invite only. He said this game invite. He said, look. He said, look, and I you can't really see his other hand, but I'm pretty sure the other hand is on the Tommy gun. He like, that's nasty.
Can you show when that hand was on the Tommy gun? Because you see it right here. Fix It just said this game is invite only. Joe meant what he said.
He said invite only.
Joe was not playing with y'all, dog. He said it was invite only, bro. Why are you coming in and interrupting the Uno game, dog?
Ooh, dude. Oh, shit. I didn't know. Carter, this is wild to me. Check this shit out. Said McNiven drew that.
Daredevil?
I think so. He said he drew that shit he said drew that book on canvas with ballpoint pens. Jesus, brother. God.
Oh, so he did that with Daredevil? That's a bad man, right?
Damn. Man. I said Wishmaster at the table.
Oh, bro.
Fulfill The prophecy. But yeah, so he inked, he said he inked it all with some basic ass pens. Okay, and that's something
nuts. That's
you know what?
nuts.
There are people out there in this world who do things that just blow my mind. And I
Yeah.
always wonder, like, man, why does nobody do this shit more often? Like, case in point, what Gavin's talking about here was with McNiven talking about the pins.
And then he asked the fucking humble brag right behind it. See.
Look, hey, this is why I learned from the best. I learned from Gavin. I learned from the best. But also, one of my one of the books that I've always had like a soft spot in my heart for were the Empowered books, and those books are strictly just pencil.
Here's a question for you.
What's
maybe I wish Gavin was actually live and he could say it. How hard is something like that to do with ballpoint pens?
Oh yeah. I am curious, Gavin. What? Well, because okay, I can. From my own personal experience, I will just say,
that's why I was asking. Yeah.
Inking with a ballpoint pen, to me, that way lies madness, because you're going to be doing way more work. Like when you're using like brushes and shit, they got like, a lot of y'all don't see this shit, but here I'm gonna pull this up and I'm sure Gavin will probably be of the same mindset. You see this shit like right here, like this shit, this shading.
Yeah.
That's a brush. This is a brush right here. This isn't.
Okay.
At least if it ain't, then that's a bad motherfucker. But this is a brush right here. Yeah, see this right here. Yeah, exactly. It's like having to scratch away. That's exactly what it is. You know, like you get those scratch offs, you take the quarter. That's what you're doing, because you don't. When you have a brush, you can get these kind of like here. Man, I love getting into shit like this. So see this shit right here. See these strokes. See these layered strokes. Like it's like ooh, boom, 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 boom. That's how you get that. You got a brush. That's a brush doing that shit. That's how you get that stroke like that. But like if with a ballpoint pen in here, actually, I want to pull this up because I think this actually bears some highlighting here, because for one, Daredevil Cold Date Hell is a bad motherfucker anyway. But I think that to really send it home to y'all what this means is, ooh, man, okay, this is actually it's not the best panel, but this will get the point across. So check this out. Check this out. You see that right there?
That's a pen. That is nuts.
So all that black, that like, okay, so if I was doing this digitally, I would just paint bucket that shit and be like, blah! Okay. And then like it would just fill in all the black. But the thing is, he did this on canvas with a ballpoint pencil. He's doing this analog. Imagine having to do this, like you taking your pen and doing this.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I get you now.
The whole way. And like what Gavin said, no line variation.
DK Shed, I know you're saying that's a marker, micron pens at most. I don't think you were in here when he said it, but that's a ballpoint pen, big dog.
This is a ball.
That's Steve McNiven we talking about. You gotta put some more respect on him, big dog.
This is ballpoint pen. And when exactly. Yes. But like this wasn't like case here. I'm not saying he was using. I'm talking about like when I was talking about brushes. I'm talking about pens like this. Like, see that you can't really. Here, let me.
Yeah, no wonder that motherfucker was only 3 issue. Ooh,
yeah, like you see this right here.
Boy, I'm charging Marvel all the bread if I'm having to do some shit like that.
This isn't solid. This is a brush right here. This is a brush pen. That's what I'm saying. That wasn't that. That like what we just showed was not that.
Misunderstood Ninja. It was Steve McNiven. That's why I put it in the chat.
Sorry
that was
about
the
that.
artist.
Unplugged myself.
No problem.
But that said, yeah. That, like I said, that is what it is. But like I said, we're taking this from somebody who spoke to the motherfucker who did this.
You gotta give Steve McNiven. You got to give Steve McNiven the Ken Shamrock Award. That's the most dangerous man right there. A pen on canvas.
Yeah.
And that is out. That hardcover is out.
Yes.
And for you, because it's only 3 issues, Apparently, there are several pages of back matter for your ass.
Oh yes,
So,
it's gotta be. It's gotta be.
And it's only $20.
And I think because each issue was like 38.
Oh, that 30, I don't know. I don't know about the page count.
I think it was like, if I remember, I think it's like 35, 36, something like that. Like page count's wild. So yeah, that is, but like Gavin was saying, you're not gonna get a whole lot of line variation that way unless you like just are an absolute fucking masochist. Like you could go back and then like add some variation, but I've read Cold Day in Hell. There is no there's really no line variation in that book.
That is nuts,
but it still looks fucking beautiful is what it is.
Wild.
So yeah, but no, I look forward to Hulk. Both the continuation of Infernal Hulk as well as the Hulk War. But yeah, I do hope Marvel doesn't screw the pooch by like trying to do too much. I think we really need to get back to a day and age where shit is self-contained sometimes. Not every major story arc for a character needs to be a line-wide crossover. I mean, would it be nice? Because I mean, yeah, people are getting work and that helps people get work. But at the same time, if you're gonna do it that way, you need to do it in a way that makes it meaningful. Don't just do tie-ins just to be doing tie-ins when the tie-ins don't really got anything to do with what else is going on. It's like, just do the book. Like, if you want to have other books reference some shit, cool, but don't make it this thing where it's like a goddamn company-wide mandate or some bullshit, or somebody's got to like shoehorn in some bullshit.
I gotta add something to that. I gotta add something to that. Yeah. Even though I liked how they did it, if you're going to make these tie-ins a thing, somebody got to be there to make sure that the tie-in is actually tying in.
Dude, because I'm not gonna hold you. I remember when they did X-Manhunt, and I was reading that shit, and I was like, bro, some of these books ain't got shit to do with anything else. Like,
I was thinking about Ed Brisson's Ghost Rider, even though it was a very gangster way he did it.
Yeah.
Every one of his like Absolute Carnage, King in Black, all those tie-ins that was a tie-in book to his Ghost Rider had a panel to do with a symbiote. And everything else was continuing the book of his that got canceled. How that got past editorial is nuts. So please, people, if you're going to make a tie-in to something, make sure that it is something that ties in.
Please do that shit. That said, yeah, I don't really have a whole heap of a lot else to say about the Infernal Hulk other than just go buy it, go read it. It's a fantastic, and it's a quick read. Like, I actually had so I read the first 2 issues and kind of I was gonna say, I'm gonna let these last 3 pile up. But then when we talked about talking about it on the show today, I was like, I'll go ahead and read the last 2 right quick. And I was like, oh, I did read those last 2 right quick, because it was like, boom, boom. They're snappy. They get straight to the point. They don't waste any time. They're like, no. We here to tell a story, goddammit. Let's get it done. It had, like, matter of fact, I was able to read it so quickly, I was able to get right back to another book I was reading. Which, by the way, I'm now officially on the knives. As far as criminal is concerned. So that'll be my last criminal anything for a while.
Hey. Hold on real quick. Ravens Weeping Willow said, hi, Carter and Ernie. I'm here at the Comic Den in LA about to meet Dennis Cowan and Morgan Hampton. I expected to see Carter here, but then I realized you guys were live. When we are done here,
yes,
I'm putting my shoes on. I'm coming. I'm gonna be over there.
Hey, I literally told Carter almost at the start of the show, I was like, this is what's happening. Because I spoke to Morgan just the other day, and he was telling me about it, and I was like, okay. I said, you know what? Bet because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get the interview ready in time, which obviously I didn't. But I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and put game on, and we're going to mention it today on the show. So yes, people go do it. I think, correct me if I'm wrong. Where's my little sheet of paper I had? But basically, I think they are going to be there for like, I think
Yes,
From, like,
I saw
till
Morgan
3?
Hampton's IG post. Yeah, it's from 12 to 3. They're gonna
12
be
to 3.
there signing some stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my shoes on and head over there because it's not
Yeah.
that far from my place. Funny enough. So yeah, I'll be over there in a bit. I'll be over there in a bit.
We love it. Also, yes, we do. Yeah, we do have another criminal coming out in there's another OGN coming out in May. I'll be getting that because I think that's the one that's actually supposed to be like the one that they wanted to do. Because I remember, didn't Ed say they were supposed to do one that's supposed to come out in conjunction with the show or some shit?
Yeah,
it's supposed to draw. I think that's probably the one. But
what's crazy about criminal being brought up is something that Ernie and I, not Raven Simone, LL Melvin, Ravens Weeping Willow, you thirsty degenerate. But it's funny you bring up criminal. Amazon just let me know I can do the trial. I said trial, Lord Jesus. The trial.
The trial.
The trial of Amazon Prime is what I'm trying to say. I just combined Prime and trial. So I can get them criminal hardcovers today. You know what I'm saying? But the same reason I didn't buy Resident Evil Requiem, I have to be an adult. I have bills and things I got to do. So Resident Evil ain't getting got like I want it. Criminal ain't getting got right now. I'm finna go get I'm hoping going to the comic den. Maybe if they have Dakota Incident, I can get that signed by Morgan and Joe. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see about that one.
Also, I finished Cruel Summer. Man, the way T went out, Lord Jesus,
dog.
We're not gonna talk about it here, but like, Carter and I have been talking about this.
Are you still wanting to do that show? You still want to do that?
Oh yes. Okay. Yes, I do. I want to talk about Criminal because like and I ain't gonna lie, I just want to talk about that shit. I just want to talk. It's gonna be none but criminal. Okay. Just like Memphis. Memphis is gonna be criminal. Nothing but criminal. Yeah. But yeah, I still see that's
Ernie has been going back and forth with me about, because you all know we've been on an Ed Brubaker and like Sean Phillips kick. So he's been kind of running through the idea of maybe doing a Blerd Cave where we're talking about criminal or reckless and shit. The fade out was the one.
That was another one. I ain't gonna lie, I have consumed a metric fuck ton. Because I don't know if y'all can see it, like, but right here.
In like a month, maybe like a month and a half.
Yeah, half that stack is Ed Brubaker. And I also where is it at? I just copped this right here. Captain America Lives Omni.
That boy said, no. Refresh that Amazon link.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because Carter was like, hey, they got Captain America Lives in there. I said, no, they don't. He's like, yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
I sent him the link and everything, and he said, refresh the link. I refreshed the link. I'm like, damn, Amazon hold me. I tried to tell Ernie they had the book on here, and the book is sold out all of a sudden. And then it clicked. Oh, it's sold out because this nigga just bought it as soon as I sent him the link.
This was the book that the link was referring to. And as soon as he sent it, I was like, yoink. But man. Yes, that said, yes. I do want to run through, we got some super chats I'm going to kind of jump to. That refreshed on me like crazy. Okay. But we got some super chats I kind of want to take a peek at real quick, and then we're going to read some questions from the chat and the Discord and whatnot, and then we're going to get the fuck up out of here. Cool. First and foremost, we got one from Arik with the 5 over on the Streamlab side. Says, thanks for all that you do for Black nerds. No, thank you for making it easy for me. Because I can't accept a compliment. I have to do like Bishop. I gotta take it, absorb it, and then shoot it back. But yes, Marcus Bullock with the $4.99 says, I finally got my Power Fantasy comic books, and I already asked the clerks at Maximum Comics to put Dakota Incident in my pull box since they sold out. That's how you do it. Like I said, here's the thing, and I said this in my video. If they tell you, and Marcus did what's right. Marcus did the right thing. He said, hey, get that shit for me. So I'm going to tell y'all, just like I said in that video, because a lot of people don't know this, if you walk in the shop and you see the book ain't on the shelf, don't just walk out of the shop. Go up to the counter and say, hey, do y'all have any more? Is there something in the back? Or can you order me something? Because that is usually going to make sure you get the book. There's no comic shop that does not want to make money. And that's money. So please believe me. That is a thing. But yes, yes, Discord link is in the description of the live stream. So click on that. I'll have to mess with the onboarding process, but I'll just keep an eye out. Some people have been having difficulty getting in. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. Also, you know what? Here's a good enough time as any to bring this up. Because of the fuckery that is going on with Discord and the things that they're about to start doing, we may end up going to an alternative. I haven't decided on what that alternative is. Because honestly, all of the alternatives I've seen, none of them do the thing that I would want a alternative to do. They either do some of it, but not the other thing. It's like, oh, they got text chat, but they don't have voice chat. They have voice chat, but they don't have text chat. Yeah, so on and so forth. Honestly, I've kind of been romancing the idea of just making a Blerd Without Fear subreddit and leaving it at that. But I still want to have something where we can all have community and whatnot. We'll see. Okay, but yes, Discord is up to some bullshit, and they're gonna start requiring I think facial recognition, and you have like verification, like you're basically giving up your putting in your ID and shit like that. I was like, no, fuck all that. But yeah, no, it would be our subreddit. It wouldn't be somebody else's. It'd be ours. Now, that doesn't mean that people couldn't come and be assholes, but that also doesn't mean I can't come in and wait, do I still have that image? Where's that? Where's that image at? Yeah. That don't mean that I can't come in with the burner and be like and lay him down. So yeah, no, that's how we roll. There will be no bullshit on my watch if I can have it that way. But no, let's keep it going because we got more. There is more. We got another one from Romy Forever 99 with the 5. Says, I saw Nerds of Culture, that old West Coast Avengers annual deep cut, Grim Reaper, the purest white I've ever known. That was... I'm glad somebody finally caught that reference. I don't know if Carter remembers it. But when I was talking about Necra and talking about Wonder Man's brother, the Grim Reaper.
Okay, I know you're talking about.
Oh, goddamn, it was terrible. But no, it was basically, it was a whole thing where basically he was basically looking at Necra and not recognizing that Necra was black. He's like, don't say that. You're not black. You're a white woman. She's like, I'm an albino. And he's like, don't say that. He's like, you're white. That's all that counts. You're unique. The purest white I've ever known. Oh God, I love it. 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 But that said, we are caught up on super chats, and I know that we got some questions that I am going to save for us because some of them kind of, goddamn, I just realized how fast y'all shot these motherfuckers up. Lord have mercy. Jesus. Okay, so let's dig and do we have, what do we got on the Discord side? What do we got on Discord? We got anything good?
Let me see. Okay, so the first one I'm looking at here is. Here we go. JWR 2.0. He
Yes,
said,
sir.
"Good afternoon, Ernie and Carter. I hope you're both well. I'm not. Before Black History Month ends, or after, depending on when you see this, I simply had to give a shout out to the late, great Dwayne McDuffie. In honor of his passing 15 years ago, would you discuss some of your favorite works by him?" Did you do some of yours at the beginning, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I said some earlier, so technically, but I will reiterate. Dwayne McDuffie, well, obviously, his work on, Superman, as well as his Fantastic Four. He also did some Justice League. Matter of fact, one of my personal favorite panels, of all time, if I'm being real, with you, is from his Justice League. It was Justice League of America number 30. And it was it was this interaction actually that really kind of sold me. Because he didn't discredit his milestone characters just because Batman was in the room. Like where Batman tries to sneak into the conversation. And she's basically like, man, he's like, oh, he's like, well, why would I listen? Why do I have to do this? And she's like, well, if you don't, I'll kick your ass so hard that by the time you wake up, that cape will be back in style. And I was like, yeah, that's this type of shit I came to see. This is the type of shit I came to see. I love shit like this. But
So-
yes.
Since Ernie's going for the comic route, I'll go the cartoon side of things. Teen Titans, of course. Justice League Unlimited, which he was responsible for. He got me to watch Ben 10. I always looked at Ben 10 like it was just for the youngins. And then Alien Force and Ultimate Alien came out, and these characters just started being grown and getting cold. So I will always be appreciative of him just giving me some more good ass cartoons to watch, no matter how old you were. You still had some fun shit to watch on TV and on Cartoon Network. So that'll be for me.
I'll also point out too that you would not have a DCAU like you do if not for McDuffie's work. So I just
And one day I didn't even know this, but apparently he scripted the All-Star Superman animated film. Came out one day after he passed.
Yes.
I didn't even know that.
Crazy.
But I know, right? We got another question here from the Milestone Fanatic. He said, hello, Ernie and Carter. I don't know how much you are covering the Dakota incident this episode. Boy, what did you just think we weren't going to cover it? What's wrong with you? But he said a thing he noticed was that the Shadow Cabinet was not there. What do you think the plans are for them? Are they on Luthor's side? Non-related. Do you think Cobalt will be in any of these comics? I know he is a deep cut, but I think it would be cool for him to get some shine. If I can keep it a buck with you, big dog, I think you'd be quicker to see the Hypno Hustler than you would be seeing Cobalt or Cobalt, excuse me.
Yeah.
When it comes to the Shadow Cabinet and the Lex Luthor side of things, I honestly don't think that's something that DC even thought about, because the Dakota Incident was not a book that DC thought about. I don't think they'd expect that the book would have this many sales behind it. So
now
it's one of those instances where, wait, this shit kind of doing good. Okay, we need to figure something out right now. So hopefully now they can give the creatives time to think about the next steps. And are the Shadow Cabinet someone that, could be looked at potentially? I don't think they would be with Luthor, honestly, because I don't think the Shadow Cabinet would be with Luthor at all. Just not even from a villain or a villain standpoint. It's just that from your most heroic heroes to your lowest of low down villains, don't nobody like Lex Luthor.
No. Well,
Don't nobody like that bald headed fool. So no, I don't think the Shadow Cabinet will be fucking with Lex Luthor in the slightest.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all. And I would also, oh man, I'm trying to see if I can actually find this. This was actually like something that, oh man. Can I find it? Is it there? Is it there? I can't find it. But basically, the Shadow Cabinet, they are an operation that would never be out in the open. So it actually makes sense that they are not exactly around. They usually operate, like, as their name would imply, they operate kind of behind the scenes. If they have been seen, then there's a problem. But that said, I think that whatever it is they do decide to do with them, I'm pretty sure whatever it is, it'll be something that comes later, because you can't really have the Shadow Cabinet without like other stuff being established, if that makes any sense. You kind of have to have some of those other things in place. If Dharma's not around, it ain't happening, because Dharma is basically why the Shadow Cabinet exists as a whole. That said, was there another? Well, yeah, we already covered the other part of that. Qdoma. Qdoma's got one.
Yep,
Says, morning to you, Ernie and Carter. Hope you're having a good day. Question. Did you know Saturday AM was making a fighting game with their characters in it? Looking forward to that. Yes, I am actually. I follow. Yeah. They here. This is real quick, because I mean, shit, it's just right there. But no, they. My God, I love when I open up YouTube and see the dumbest shit first. But no, anyway, Saturday AM. For those who don't know, Saturday AM is it's basically manga, but made by Black and brown people. That's the best and easiest way for me to describe what they are. But yes, they have a thing that's coming out. It's called Saturday AM Battle Manga. And here, I will actually play this part right here.
Saturday AM. Summer's in madness, summer's in that has the mama de martes. The dame who can't ban, she named the dame, he saga de naked. Yaga the sense, the Saturday AM. Moya se, Icarigo moya se, Itamio moya se, moya se, Icariga sacio, moya se, Icarigo moya se.
I love how they point out rollback netcode. So yes,
That's dope. That's dope. The whole art style kind of reminds me of that Avatar fighting game that people are talking about right now. So that's dope. That's dope. That's
it's
dope.
good shit. It's good shit. I'm looking forward to it. I think a lot of you should be looking forward to it, especially if you are fans of any of the books that are a part of Saturday AM. I personally am pretty excited about it. I actually thought that, because it was something that had been teased for a while. And if you follow any of the people from Saturday AM, you probably might have seen little hints and teases of it, like over the past like year and some change. Maybe even a couple of years, really, depending on how far back you want to look. But yeah, it was something that when it was finally announced, I was like, oh shit. I was like, it's actually happening. It's actually happening. That shit is so fucking good. But yes, Saturday AM, and you can actually, they have an app on the App Store where you could like kick them a few bucks, and you can literally kind of like how the Shonen Jump app works. It works almost the exact same way, but you kick them a few bucks a month, or however many a year. If you want to do like a year subscription, you can read whatever manga they have on their platform, and it's good shit, man. I love it. Clock Striker, I think, probably is my favorite though so far. Let's see here. Boom. Let's go. Let's take a look. One of these questions, I was actually trying to go back and see if I could find it. I think Bill asked a question earlier, and it was a good one. And I can't find it anymore because like so many questions came in and basically ate the chat up. So, but Bill, if you hear this, if you can drop that question again, and I'll answer it, or to the best of my ability, answer it. Let's see here. Let's do this right here. We got one here from Arcane. Says, question. People have said that Absolute Green Arrow might be Anarchy because the Anarchy symbol on the wall, but if y'all look back at the cover, that's an arrow tip painted there, not an A. Am I going crazy? Let me go back and look at that because
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. But people are trying to say that as a response to people who say, isn't that just an arrow tip? They're saying, well, maybe that's just the way that he writes his A's. It kind of reminds me of the whole Tom Cruise incident with Multiverse of Madness. That's the superior Iron Man right there. That's what it kind of reminds me of. So
yeah, I can see that.
I honestly don't know. That would
I'm
be
looking at it right now. It's not an A. It's an arrow tip. Like it's very. It's objectively a fucking arrow tip.
But I think people are trying to say maybe Anarchy because they saw the mask on him a little bit. Plus, we know it's not Ollie that's going to be Green Arrow.
Yeah,
but
look at that shit.
I got kind of a Ronin vibe when I was looking at him. So I'm like, what are they going to do with this?
Honestly, I feel like he's going to be more Ronin than he is anything else. But yeah, if you look right here, this is not an A. Yes, it is. It's meant to invoke anarchy, but it's not. I don't think this is anarchy. I really don't. If it is, cool. But if it's not, I won't be heartbroken. Also, let's go back. We've got one here. This is from LL Melvin says, question, why don't comic book companies making commercials for their comic this got kind of fucked up in the translation. Why don't comic book companies make commercials for their comic books coming out, like from TV to online? Some do, actually. DC and Marvel both do that, but they don't do it for everything. They only do it for the things they actually give a fuck about. Case in point, Blood Hunt. Case in point, DCKO. Case in point, what was that other motherfucker they did? They did one for Imperial. They only really do it for the major shit. They don't do it for just random books.
And I don't even think they do it for TV because the only time I've ever seen
it's online. I've only seen
it's a YouTube video. It's a YouTube video because the one that I'm always thinking about when I see a question like that is, this is gonna go back a few years, Shadowland. I remember seeing all the YouTube videos about Marvel's greatest heroes becoming its ultimate villain, and it was like it almost looked like it was art from the book, but it almost looked like it was stop motion, or it was like a South Park art movement and some shit. But yeah, anytime you see it, it's never on TV. You're gonna see it on IGN at the top of the page, or you're gonna see a YouTube video real quick.
100%. So they made a commercial for they did make one for Next Level. They did make one for Next Level, and I made one too, and I think mine's is better. If you know, you know. Let's see here. We have also got this is Second Chronicles says, question, Ernie Carter, do you think we can get more indie creators finding cool ways to do like McDuffie did and weave in the hard science into books to keep readers interested and help grow I'm assuming help grow new readers? I mean, I think that's incredibly possible. That said, here's the problem you're gonna run into. Sometimes when you get into like hard science, okay, first off, you have to have a writer who has a mind to do that and the ability to make it make sense. Case in point, we only find them when they're dead. That shit works because Al did the work. And McDuffie shit worked a lot of time because he was pretty well read. So it really just kind of depends on the writer. Some do, but I think the trouble with hard science in comics is that you run the risk of Hickmaning your book to the point where sometimes you might be telling a story that's smarter than the people who might be reading it. And I don't mean that as to be dismissive, but I mean, it's not it's not a surprise or an unknown documented thing that the majority of people in America read below a 5th grade reading level. So you got to be careful with that.
One thing you could do, and we've seen this to work, put in some kind of science to it.
Yes.
But then I think at the end of it, you could go the bitter root route where you have some interviews or articles or excerpts from certain people that then go into the detail of the hard science of what you just read or something that was alluded to. Now you can see where we got that from. So yeah, you can just follow the lead and follow the example that Bitter Root gave you from Sanford Green and Chuck Dixon and them. So yeah, I think Bitter Root just proved it could work. So now other people just have to take that being like, here's your sign. Yeah. You can do that too.
It's all about execution. It always comes back to execution. And
Absolutely.
if the execution is not on point, then it's going to fall flat or it's not going to do the things that everybody's going to want it to do. More or less. That said, I will say we have also got this is Zatla the Kobold says, "Hey Blerd, I got a question about the milestone comic character Buck Wild. Which actor or who would you pick, or what actor would I pick to play Buck Wild?" Sorry for a repeat question. No, this is not really a repeat. I don't think we've been asked this before, but I'm not gonna hold you just because I like to be funny. I would literally, man. Oh my God. I would pick Michael Jai White just to be funny. Because I know he would be able to do it. He would be able to sell it. Even though, I mean, yeah, he up there. He up there now, but I mean, like, he would be able he would be able to Black Dynamite that shit. And just make especially if you like kind of keep up with Michael Jai White, just how he generally acts just in public is like, he would eat that shit up. He would eat that shit up. And then we've also got, this is the one from Bill's question. Did you see the Comics Pal? Actually, I did not, because I do not watch. I do not watch Comic Pals when they are live, so I probably missed it. I'll see it later. But it says, yeah, they were interviewing Stephanie Phillips in regards to the sudden pivot to the Imperial spinoffs, sans the pre-exiled exiles, due to low sales. I did not see this, so I actually cannot speak to it. But I will say, I have not been reading Imperial. I don't give two squirrel farts about Imperial. And the only thing Imperial related I have kept up with was Black Panther, the Victor LaValle book. That's the only thing.
Yeah, Intergalactic.
Yeah, and I kept up with like the She-Hulk stuff. That's just because I like She-Hulk. But like, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Imperial. And honestly, I think Marvel screwed the pooch on that shit. I think they drastically overestimated how much people care about Cosmic Marvel. I think they did, because every time Marvel tries to do something with Cosmic Marvel, nobody shows up, or at least not enough people show up. Unless unless you're talking about like some War of Kings or some Annihilation, don't nobody care. And
what did that all have to have in common? Dan Abnett.
Yeah. And honestly, I think, man, I'm not going to hold you. I think War of Kings is the book I don't ever hear anybody talk about except for the fucking diehards.
Yeah,
you don't ever hear normies talking about War of Kings. I'm like, War of Kings? What is this war you talking about?
Okay, yeah, it's time to leave now, because that is a flat out lie that I just saw in the chat. They said last time there was genuine interest was Venom Space Knight. You are absolutely, you are full of the nastiest shit. What you been?
Yeah, I'm about to say that is
it's time to go now. It's time to go now.
That is diabolical. So you know what?
Well,
on that note,
it's time to go. It's time to go.
Yeah. You know what? Anyway, for Carter Presents, I'm the Blerd Without Fear, and DC Comics.
For you, nigga.